Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
We are tonight's entertainment.
That sounds big. It's been on my vision board for years.
It's only a dream.
It's a dream.
No, it's not.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Mega Sequel Man. Tonight, it's going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to get right into this. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going over 5 sequels each that we think are better than the original, or at least just as good. So that's a lot of sequels here tonight. That means we aren't going to be diving into the comments too much, but if you do want to comment read live or any questions answered, go ahead and support the channel with a super chat, and I will definitely get to those. But let's go ahead and just kind of get started. Let's not waste any time here. We got KB2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's go, KB. What are you showing for that first pick?
All right. I'm going with the movie that I saw the day I got my Atari 2600 because I am that old. We are talking about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. After watching the first Star Trek, I was like, okay, there has to be something better than this. And they came with Ricardo Montalban and his Corinthian leather. So, gotta love this movie.
Nice.
Damn good Star Trek movie, that's for sure.
Damn.
Coming from a guy who doesn't care about Star Trek that much.
Me neither.
I haven't even seen it.
It's real good.
Well, grab that too, just because I know it's better than the first one, but I'm like, I don't really care about it.
I'll say this. I found a ball of dust under the bed. That was better than the first Star Trek. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love the first Star Trek. To me, I like the first one the most out of any of them. So
yeah, me
besides
too.
The remakes, if we're talking original trilogy, I love that first one.
Yeah.
It's Enterprise porn is what it is.
It's a pretty movie and has really good music. That's all I remember about it.
Yeah. Great visual effect.
And then I woke up 3 hours later.
Pretty much.
It's like a Terrence Malick film, the first one.
Yeah, pretty much. Which explains why I don't like it.
All right, I do got to shout out a new member of the channel here. We do got Alex. Yes, became a YouTube member. So thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate the support there. Oh, definitely so much. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining the Mega League of Film Fans. Thank you so much. All right, and he's saying, good evening, everyone. Yes, and I know Darvin's a member, so we got to shout out Darvin. He's been a member for a long time. He's saying hello to everyone. All right, let's get into Convicted Cinephile 2 Cruise Control. Best name, by the way.
Thank you. It's the first one I thought of. I'm going off of the sequels that are at least as good as the first one because I can't say which one of these 2 movies I love more, and that would be Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Yes, sir.
It does hold a special place in my heart because it was the first one I saw, like most people, it feels like. So it's the one that made me fall in love with the movies. But the first movie and reading how the first film was made is what actually made me fall in love with filmmaking itself. So they both have a special place in my heart for that reason. And I also am wearing my Evil Dead 2 shirt, so why the hell not?
Great.
We got Ash right now. There he goes.
Nice. I had the Evil Dead 2 ready to go as well. So
we
call.
We take that off the list.
Yep.
Yeah, I already
almost grab it because I knew someone else would have it, but I'm like, I like it too much not to bring it out.
I do have the Book of the Dead tattooed back here. So
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If you have a sequel you really love, pull it the first round because you don't know if it's going to make it a second round.
Yeah, that's why.
If you don't pull it, somebody else will.
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and go to Pops. What do we got?
Well, not only do I think this is better than the first, this is actually one of my favorite horror movies. It probably is my favorite horror movie, and that's going to be Psycho 2.
Nice.
Good one.
This movie here, this is the first one I've seen. I've seen this years before I finally seen the first Psycho. I've seen this in theaters with my older brother, and I've been a fan ever since. I think Norman Bates kills it in this. He just absolutely just owns that role. He is Norman Bates. The house, a character all in itself. It's just something about this movie resonates with me. It is just creepy as hell. I love his little smirks, his little stutters. You know, the way he uses that snow shovel in that last final scene. The sound effect of that. It's just the entire movie is just fantastic. So this, even though I love the first one, also I understand it's a great movie. It's a classic, but I think as far as sequels go, this is a better movie. So Psycho 2. I had to pull it first because I want to be the one to talk about it. So.
I'm glad
Oh,
you
I have
did
never
that one.
seen that.
Oh, Ben has it too.
Yeah,
I didn't grab a
What
Psycho
number is
because I
that?
knew you were going to talk about Psycho.
Oh, it's what I got made.
remember how much
It's a custom cover I got made. For
Oh,
the
okay. I
audio
was going to
release.
say, like, damn, I do not recognize that. That's awesome, man. That's a really cool
Psycho,
song.
it's so much better than it should be. Like, there's no reason Psycho 2 should
Oh
be
man,
that good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I think it was the first one I saw too, actually, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
All right, on to Dell Part 2, not the first one. Also a great name.
All right, so I've got to go with one that was actually in the opening trailer because it's the middle movie in the trilogy. Usually those are the worst ones, but this is the best one, best comic book movie ever made for my money. I got to go with The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger right there on the cover as the Joker. He kills it. The definitive version of the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix was great. Cesar Romero had a mustache, but Heath Ledger is the Joker as far as I'm concerned, and this was an awesome movie.
Top
No
5.
arguments here.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you weren't
I
gonna
had to
pull
get it
that,
first.
Dell,
Another
if
one
you
you didn't
weren't
bother
gonna pull
grabbing.
that, you know everybody else was going to. I got my little Batman mask here with it. You know I was gonna pull it.
I had to get it first.
Good
I had to get it
call on that
first.
I forgot what I used to have that Batman mask thing. That's funny.
All right, now on to a peer hangout part. Dukes. I totally
Part
said that
deux.
wrong. Oh, there
From
you
Hot
go.
Shots Part 2.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I don't think I have any competition with this. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm gonna go with The Rescuers Down Under. This was the first fully digital feature film ever made, and so it has that under its belt. I mean, that is a really while the movie flopped, it's one of the most important films ever made because of that. And it's just better than the first one. And I think it's closer to came out like when I was alive. So, I relate to it for that reason. The other one just feels like an old movie. But yeah, Rescuers Down Under.
That is actually a great movie.
They're both awesome.
Yeah, they really are. They really are.
When Disney made good things.
Yeah, I haven't seen those movies before, but I hear great things, so I need to check.
Oh
them
yeah,
out.
you need to see them. They're good. Yeah.
Yeah. Put
Who's
them on
the,
the
who are
list.
the actors who play the mice or whatever? It's God, you're holding it. Who is it?
Zsa and
Yeah, Zsa and I can't think of his name, but it's a comedian, right?
wait, is it Zsa Zsa or Ava? It's one of the two. One of the Gabor
Ava.
girls.
Ava Gabor. Yeah.
And then
I can't think.
gosh, I can't think of his name either.
Read the case.
Old man. He's the dad elf in Elf.
Yeah, I can't think of his name for the love of me. Oh my god. I don't. Okay.
James Caan. Are
James
you
Caan.
talking about Ed Asner?
The,
Was it Ed
no,
Asner?
the
No.
actual guy who plays the elf teacher who raises Buddy.
Papa Elf.
Looks like
Yeah.
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart. Yes.
Bob Newhart.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, Bob Newhart. Okay.
Glad I brought that up for 5 minutes.
All right, and on to the horror cholo.
No, said it.
All right, so the majority of my stuff is going to be horror. I do have a couple things that are not horror, but first up, I'm
Shows
going
the shirt.
the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, great pick.
The Bride of Frankenstein for me is way more superior than the first one. And then on top of that, I mean, they kind of rehashed the first one all in the beginning anyway. But I feel like the story that's told is just so deep and so real. And I don't know. I feel like Frankenstein is such a relatable and you feel bad for him kind of character. And, he just wants to be loved. He just wants to be whatever. He creates this bride. Not even she wants him. So it's just a fucking amazing movie, and I think it's way better than the original. So yeah,
Great classic choice. I wasn't even thinking that.
yeah.
I still have to see that one. I watched most of them last year on October.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite Universal movie, Universal monster movie of all time. Man,
Right.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
I have that 30 film set, and everyone says that one's better for the most part.
Yeah, it
But I
is.
still didn't watch it for some reason, but I watched all the first ones.
It's great.
Mm.
Really.
Invisible Man is my favorite.
Oh yeah, the Invisible Man's funny. I like that one.
Dell, what were you showing? Did you also have Bride of Frankenstein in that?
Yeah, this is
let's do
a
that.
monsters set.
Oh yeah, hell
It's
yeah,
got Bride of Frankenstein in it.
What's up?
hell yeah.
Yep.
It's a good one. Yeah.
All right, and over to Side Hustle Cinema.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with a little something for the ladies. So, all you ladies out there in the chat, this one's for you. Now, we were tasked with, doing direct sequels. I don't think we mentioned that. So, it had to be like a number 2. It couldn't be like a number 3, 4 down the road kind of deal. So, this one doesn't quite count. But if you saw Magic Mike, then you're going to like this one.
Haha.
We've got Magic Mike Origins.
That is the best one
Collector's
by
Club
far.
edition.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
We got Tim Talks Talkies there with the cowboy hat. We got Mega Mike in the middle. And then we got Hugs Pop Culture. Where is he? Yeah, over here. There we go.
Oh wow.
That's a Peloton body right there.
He's a lot less hairy than I thought he was.
Wow. Yeah. Well, no, just kidding. I got to get in one joke. I know we're.
I
got a
feel
long
like
show
Pony should be
here.
playing right now.
But let me grab some low hanging fruit and say that I'm going to go with Top Gun Maverick.
Good one.
This one I think most people would say it's better than the original.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the original was good, but it was a little bit, had a lot of that romance, the love story going on, and this one's just full of just 2 hours of macho. This one, I mean, because there's actually not as much action as you would think, but it's like a good just 2 hours of macho in this one. So I don't know. I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
It's a good one.
I don't think
we had it ready to go.
I don't think I've seen anyone who prefers the first one over the second one.
Oh,
I'm like, if you don't pull it, I got it.
And did I sound okay? It looked like I was out of sync. I was like watching on my playback. Is
Yeah,
everything
you're fine.
okay?
It looked good.
All right.
Yeah, same fun.
Sounds
All
good.
right, good.
Same fun.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of a sequel that I think everybody liked more than the first one because it's so much better. It's like 10 levels above the original. It has everything the original has, but takes it up to a whole new level.
Yep.
It's perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
And then over to Vin. What do we got?
All right, so I think I have to pull something a little bit more popular early on because I don't want to run out of films here. So I'm pulling out Batman Returns.
good one.
Nice.
I feel like this was Tim Burton had free reign. The whole film just feels like a Tim Burton film with the feel of Gothic City and the kind of Gothic atmosphere. And then you have DeVito as the Penguin and you got Catwoman in here. I think it's just a much more fun film than the first one, even though the first one's really good too. But I had to jump on this one before anyone else called it. Batman Returns.
Nice. I love Tim Burton too. Tim Burton's a fucking genius.
It wasn't in my top 5, but I had it in my stack, so I grabbed it. This is the one I got from Tony, so I have to show off Tony's old steelbook. This was Tony's, so I can smell it.
Good movie, but I didn't bother picking that one.
That was one I debated on. I'm like, do I like it more than the original? I was back and forth, but it's great.
It is great. I'm still 89. Still got it.
I probably like them
I would
about
say
the
just
but I
as-
watched that one.
Just
more
as good. Just as good, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Pattinson has a lot to live up to for his next film, doesn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Definitely.
second Batman films.
Right. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so I guess we're on to me now, and I'm actually going to choose two movies here because they're kind of part of the same franchise, and I really don't think anybody else is going to pick these two because I think everybody loves the first ones a lot more, but we are going to go with some Rocky 2 action, and we're going to go with Creed 2. So I prefer these over the first one for Rocky 2. I think it has everything great about the first Rocky, but takes it up to another level. It has much higher stakes because now it's not just an underdog story. You have Creed coming after Rocky, wanting to embarrass him, making him think that, oh, the first time was just a complete accident. And then you have all the marriage going on and that pressure. So I love Rocky 2 and the boxing match, the ending where they're trying to rush to see who's going to win. And by 1 second, Rocky wins finally. I love that ending. So Rocky 2, I prefer over Rocky 1. And plus, I think it moves quicker than Rocky 1. I think Rocky 1 is more of a drama story. And then Creed 2, a masterpiece of a movie. You got Drago's kid in it. Absolutely fantastic. Fighting moments, montages. So literally you can't go wrong with Creed 2 either. So both are great in my opinion. I don't think anybody was going to pick those two, right?
Do you have those pops or no? You like the originals more?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love Rocky 2. The Rocky 1's my favorite movie of all times. So I couldn't sit there and say I prefer it. But I love Rocky 2 also. I love all of them.
Those two
three,
not
so much.
Yeah.
So
I had to know Pops' opinion. I know he's a super fan of that one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
my
and
number
I
one,
know-
man. That's my number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know most people love the original for both of those, both Rocky 1 and Creed 1, but I just think the second ones are a little bit more entertaining, more action packed. Move
Rocky
at a
2's
quicker
fantastic
pace.
too.
Yeah.
I usually watch one and I get through all of them. So I usually watch them back to back when I start watching them.
Yeah, Rocky 2 drags a little bit when they make him kind of really kind of like stupid with the commercials and all that stuff. And then the whole thing with Adrian going into the coma. But once she comes out of that coma and she's like, "Win, Rocky," it's great.
Yeah.
And Mickey's like, "What are you waiting for?"
Oh, he's so
let's
hyped
go.
in that moment.
Oh, so good. All right, we got Movie Hunter 2020 saying, "Evening, everyone. Smash that like button. Absolutely." We got Darwin saying, Mega Max Fury Road. Oh, that'd be a great movie. Absolutely. The mega pun is intentional. And Darwin's having a nice cup of green tea.
Enjoy.
Sounds lovely.
Alex is saying, "I have always enjoyed Ace Ventura when nature calls more than Ace Ventura Pet Detective." KB, you're questioning that one there?
My wife would agree with you. I'm good with both. So
That rhinoceros scene can't be beat.
Yeah. I was going there, Derek. Rhinoceros scene, yeah.
I think the second one's funnier, but the first one's better. That's how I see those two.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
We got to shout out Huck here, Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Hey, everyone, great topic. Can't wait to see what gold these legends have unearthed. And I met Huck in person this weekend. So, of course, I got to shout out Huck's comment. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah, that was awesome.
That is really cool.
Let's see. We got Alex saying, "Yes, The Rescuers, Down Under. Love that movie and the relationship between the hunter and his pet, Joanna? Let's see. Alex saying, Bernard and Bianca have such a cute relationship. All right. Yes. Alex is saying Pitch Perfect 2 for the ladies. Oh, Alex saying fancy for that slipcover side hustle. That was a great one. I'm like, I need that. I need that now. Let's play it right on the show. Awesome. Yeah. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait. Got one more from Alex here. Terminator 2 better be on someone's list. You know that's going to get pulled.
Yeah.
Just have to. Yeah. All right. Let's get into
But the first one's
now.
better.
The first one is really good too.
I love the first one is better. In my opinion. I love them both.
Equally.
One's an
Yeah,
action,
alright.
one's a slasher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true.
Exactly.
All right, so now we're picking our second sequel here. So on to a KB. What do we got?
All right. This is my actual number 4. And I'll just show the quote first. Low hanging fruit, I know, but Godfather Part 2. What do you say? Having Pacino, De Niro in their first film together.
Yes.
I think this is where people started to see the genius of both actors, and for Pacino to be able to carry the film and not only take over the family, but take over from, Brando's performance in the first one. Can't top this. This is definitely in my top 5 of sequels altogether, all around. So
Oh wow, a lot of
It's
people
not
have
bad, but I had to
Right,
grab it
Joe.
also because I agree that it is better than the first one. Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
It is the
And you know
superior
that.
movie.
See,
Yep.
I'm somebody who prefers the first one. Does anybody else prefer the first one?
I've transitioned back to the first one. I used to like the second one more, but now I'm back to the first.
That's kind of me. I go back and forth. But
Yeah.
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 Who knows the next time I actually open these steelbooks and watch them, which ones I'll like.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me, but the second one gets a little jarring with going back between the stories. To me, it almost feels like two different movies. I don't know if anybody has ever felt that, but to
It
me,
is
kinda throws
two
me off a
great
little bit.
gangster movies for the price of one.
Right. Yeah. I think that's why I
Good way
liked
to
it
put
better.
it.
Is because there's a little more.
Good way to put it.
You know what I wish they would have done though is make one of them like half of the movie part 2 and the other half part 3. I think that would have been cool.
And let's not do part 3 at all. That'd have been good.
Yes.
I think they were trying
Would've been
to
a great
follow the
trilogy.
book a lot, so that's how it was set up in the book. So
Yeah.
All right, on to Derek. What do we got?
You guys can yell at me if this is cheating, but it's technically a sequel in book form. Silence of the Lambs.
Manhunter.
Second story.
Manhunter.
Manhunter.
That's legit.
Yeah.
But it's not, the same film series, but it's a sequel, kind of. But yeah, this is, one of my favorite movies of all time. But it's in that kind of gray area sequel place there. But yeah, like not much to say about Silence of the Lambs that hasn't been said. It's amazing. But it is technically the second book, so it counts to me.
Silence of the Lamb is a masterpiece. I completely
I agree.
yeah,
So
one of
you're
my
right.
favorites.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that one, so good
Yeah.
cool, Derek.
So I'm like, people might not pick that because of that reason, so I'll pick it.
I had it on my list, so I'm glad I don't have to pull it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, on to Pops. What do we got?
So I love all these movies. I love the first one, but this one here just ramps everything up.
Yes, sir.
Mad Max: The Road Warrior, fantastic movie. I'm old enough. I actually seen this in theaters as well. And I seen this one first, and I went back to see The Road Warrior on VHS, rented from a video store somewhere. But me and my brother seen this in theaters twice back in the day. Blew me away. I've never seen anything like it before. And like I said, it's pretty much part one, but just kind of really, really amped up. The car scenes, I mean, just unbelievable. So this movie, it still holds up. I still enjoy it. I mean, I actually prefer Fury Road more now. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but the more I watch Fury Road, the more I enjoy it. But this one here still is just a fantastic movie. It's a great sequel. Definitely better than the first one, in my opinion. So that's The Road Warrior.
Also,
Good call.
I'm just showing off all the movies Tony sent me.
See, that's a franchise I still need to watch. I've only watched Fury Road.
I prefer Fury Road too, but Road Warrior is still definitely better than the
Yeah,
original.
they're pretty close. Fury Road and Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 2, 1, 4, 3. No, 2, 4, 1, 3. There you go.
I'd say 4, 2, 1, 3.
Close.
Long as you have 3 last, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thunderdome.
2 and 4 real close for me. 2 and 4 real close. Thunderdome definitely last. But
Yeah.
I don't mind
PG-13,
Thunderdome. It's okay. But I don't go back and watch it very much. So it's got its moments. So,
All right, Dell, what do we got?
All right, I'm gonna stay on, and I'm gonna go with the second movie in the Captain America trilogy, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Good one.
One of the best Marvel movies out there, and it's a spy thriller on not just the regular Captain America story. It is an actually 70s inspired, all the President's Men kind of inspired spy thriller, as well as being a superhero movie. And the action scenes in this, the fight scenes are probably the best fight scenes in the MCU. I mean, it's not a bunch of quick cutting. You actually see the fighting, and there's some impact to the punches and kicks. So the winters and the elevator scene can't be beat.
Dell, you're picking all the superhero titles.
Yeah. I'm one of the weird people who actually likes the first one the most, just because I love how it's like the actual World War II setting, Captain America.
Yep.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah. I do like that one.
Awesome.
Because it's outstanding. So,
It's a huge blind spot of mine. Never seen it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Yeah,
see an
whatever.
MCU trilogy, that's the trilogy to
Captain
see.
Marvel,
Captain
Captain
America.
Yeah, Captain America.
No
series
Captain
is
Marvel.
better.
No.
Until Guardians 3 comes out.
Yeah, that might end up being the better one.
I don't know. I like Volume 2 in certain parts, but has some flaws. But it's okay. Peer Hangout. What do we got?
Okay, so Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I think Guillermo del Toro, just everything, the sets, the makeup, the just film in general is miles ahead of the first one. First time I saw the first one in theaters, I actually didn't like it. I've grown to like it, but this one I loved right away. And yeah, I think it's better than the first one.
Because it is.
I couldn't find mine. I was going to pull
Oh,
it
that
too.
lenticular. Nice.
It's definitely substantially better than the first one. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And over to the horror cholo.
All right. So, some more horror for you. It's going to be Dawn of the Dead.
Yes,
I do. I love Night of the Living Dead, but at the same time, I feel like this one, it's just so much more action. You know, it's in color now. Fucking Tom Savini's gore, the story, the fact that they're in a mall. Everything that happens in this movie is just an absolute masterpiece to me. This movie is like in my top 10 horror movies of all time. So yeah, this movie is just for me a lot better than the original. I love this movie.
It's arriving
number one.
Friday.
No, that was my number one.
It's coming on Friday.
It's the only one that I'm like 100% love this one way more than the original one.
Yeah, me too.
I knew I should have pulled that next.
Right. Like someone else will, but I'll grab it because I love
Good
it.
one. Good one.
All right. Side hustle.
I think for my next one, I'm gonna go with kind of a childhood favorite, and that is D2, The Mighty Ducks. I think it's better than the first.
Yep.
You know, a lot of the problems with the original movies is you have to sit through the whole origin story. You know, you got the coach being a jerk, the kids all suck, and part two, you don't have to sit through all that. You know, they're already good. They're bringing all these new kids. You know, they're doing the Junior Olympics. It's just I don't know. It's just a lot more fun, a lot more interesting, a lot more side stories, and they were all pretty good too. So yeah, D2 a little better than the first, although I do like the first.
Yep.
Good call.
Yeah, definitely more fun than the first one.
Yeah, a lot more fun.
Got Keenan in it.
I had that one too.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Little VHS clamshell. Nice.
I
Yeah.
don't own that.
Old school.
I just watched it on Disney the other day.
I've never seen either of the Mighty Duck movies.
Oh,
They're
what?
free.
You should check them out.
Seen any of them?
Oh,
Yeah.
there's three.
And a TV show on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, that
No.
exists too.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen them because I don't remember any of them. So I don't know if I have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
The
I
first two are
haven't.
good. I don't remember liking the third one very much, but the first two are good.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a third one.
Third one was
Yeah,
good.
exactly. That's why I
Wanna go
said
to
either.
college. Oh,
Yeah, the third
I
one
like the
takes
third
a
one.
step back. You know, like going back to college after competing in the Junior Olympics, and they're kind of back to sucking again too.
All right.
trying to get in the groove of a new coach.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, Vin.
All right, my number 4. I have the 4-pack Blu-ray here of Final Destination.
Yes.
And my pick is Final Destination Part 2. I recently binged all the Final Destination films back last year, and with every subsequent sequel, they don't do anything new. It's just like, okay, we know who's coming to these films. We know what they want to see. It's the same exact plot, same premise, just with a new group of characters. So you're going to see Final Destination for the kills. And the kills in Part 2 are the best. First of all, you have that log truck scene.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of the most iconic kill scenes ever. And then you get a ladder impale scene. And then you get another awesome kill where a guy is in the road and an entire giant sheet of glass crushes his whole body and just flattens him. So I was thinking about all the kills from these films, and all my favorite kills came from part 2 right here. So Final Destination, there it is, part 2.
all the
Oh,
Final Destination, you know, it's like every time you ride a roller coaster, you don't necessarily think it's going to fall apart. Every time you ride on a plane, I mean, you may think it's going to explode, but every time you drive past a fucking truck that has those woods on it, you always fucking think.
That ruins
I
driving.
got to pass this immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every
Hit the
time.
accelerator. Hit the
And
accelerator.
everyone.
And the
And
movie
about-
title just pops up in my head. It's like, oh, Final Destination 2. I got to get around it.
Yep.
About that log scene on the highway, there was a film that actually did it first. Does anybody have Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker?
Yes, I do. I got it in the box set.
Well,
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I
That
got a few
film
bucks.
has a log. That film has a log scene kill on the. I think it's on the road, and they did it before Final Destination.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
God, I just watched it. I don't remember.
Good
I must have missed
trivia.
it for some reason.
I got it. I'm going to watch it after the stream now.
I'm trying to
Nice.
think. Does number 2 have that kill also? I think it's with the barbed wire that cuts someone in half. Is that a
Yes.
number 2 at all?
Yes.
Yes,
It is.
that one is the one that got me when I was a kid. Then because
When
I
the
remember
grill
seeing that in
explodes and-
theaters.
The grill explodes the fence, and then it slices the guy into like 3 pieces.
I was
man, watch
so shocked when that happened. Seeing that as a kid, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? I was scarred for life.
Yeah, the second one's fantastic.
Yeah, but I was rewatching those films, and I kind of respected them. Like right away, they didn't try to do anything new. They didn't try to put a spin on it. They didn't try to come up with something original. It was like, all right, copy paste, new people. They're gonna die from fate, and it's just great kills.
Yeah.
But part 2 has the best kills.
Yeah. And they're fun too. You know, they're still fun.
Yeah, even the
they're
bad ones are
fun.
fun.
They're lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Saw movies. You go just for the kills. After
Exactly.
the
I was
first
going
couple
to say
ones.
that too.
You know?
Yep. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
So Saw, I feel like is the same way. Yeah, they put a slight twist in there, but it's like it's still the same exact formula every single time. You know. So yeah.
Right. Yep. Like any franchise, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, for my pick, a superhero movie that hasn't been chosen yet, likely. So we got Spider-Man 2. Yes, way better than Spider-Man 1, but Spider-Man 1 is still very good. But you got Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, one of the greatest villains of all time. I love the story where Peter is now in college. He's trying to balance his life, and he's battling with being Spider-Man, and then he gives up. He quits being Spider-Man, and then he sees the fallout of that, and then, you know what? He gets back into being Spider-Man again. So I think this just is a better sequel in every way. It takes what's good about the first Spider-Man and just ups it a little bit more. So I love Spider-Man 2. Excellent movie. Do y'all like Spider-Man 2? Ooh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
I love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I prefer the first one just because I love Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin so much.
Oh, he is so good.
But
This was
I'm not going to argue anyone who says the second one's better.
yeah favorite superhero movie for the longest time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
I almost picked it last round, Mike.
I had
I
a
know,
list.
like, I had to get one superhero title in Dell before you picked them all.
They were dwindling.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see. We got Alex saying, I don't count Kill Bill 1 and 2 as sequels. I count them as one big movie since they had to chop them into 2 films for being
Exactly.
too long, and it has released the whole bloody affair in theaters only.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't grab it.
Pretty sure Quentin
For whatever
Tarantino,
reason.
he thinks of him as one as well too.
Yeah, they only cut him so we can try to.
So
get
if you
one
add
out.
up all of his movies once he's done, Kill Bill 1 and 2, so it would be 10, not 11.
It would be
Or-
10.
Kill
That's
Bill's technically still
Torn
one
10,
movie.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were originally going to be 2 parts.
All right, yeah, Alex saying Goanna equals huge lizards in Australia, where the movie takes place. His pet is named Joanna, kind of like a play on words. Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Oh, cool.
Now I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Samantha saying, nice shirt, Venancio. Waiting for Home Alone 2.
Big butts and taco truck.
I
Oh,
think
no.
Dell has Home Alone too.
Yeah, Dell's next pick is Home Alone.
We got to zoom in on that one more time. Let's see that shirt.
But
It's a
the
story of my
bottom
life, you know. I love big butts.
half. Even better than the top half.
A big booty and a taco.
A truck full of tacos.
Oh, Huck is calling out Derek right there. You're stretching it, mister, with
Yes.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. Oh.
Everyone else didn't mind, so shut up.
Hey, a lot of people haven't seen Manhunter either, and that's
Yeah.
a great early Michael Mann movie. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
Good
don't
one
think
to
I've
check
ever
out.
seen that one. I think
Yeah.
I've only seen Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, and what's the other
Hannibal.
one? Hannibal one. Yeah.
Well,
Hannibal.
boring one.
There you
Hannibal
go.
Rising.
Oh,
Yeah.
He still got
Yeah,
it.
Hannibal Rising. Yes,
oh, let's look at that. Oh, that's a nice cover too. Show that again.
yeah, that's a Screen Factory one.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Slip.
a
It's a
nice
screen
one.
release.
It is nice. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
I watched Manhunter back in October, and I really wasn't that into it.
And that's
I
why
actually-
Silence is a better sequel.
And I'll give it another chance because I watched Silence of the Lamb and then I wanted to recently, so I wanted to rewatch Manhunter, and I actually grew like a more appreciation to it. So it was it's not Silence of the Lamb, but it's a pretty good
Right.
movie.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's not amazing.
Yeah.
Alex saying Hellboy 2 is beautiful.
Yeah,
It is.
truly.
We got my mom in the chat saying hi to everyone.
Come on.
Hey, Mom.
Huck is saying yes, Venancio, Dawn of the Dead, tops Night of the Living Dead. Great pick.
Thank you, Huck.
Alex saying heads high, stand tall, fly straight, USA all the way. Hee hee.
Ducks fly together.
Alex saying whichever Final Destination that has the Home Improvement Store showdown is insane. Which one is that one?
I don't remember. I remember that part, but they all bleed
Yeah, I
together
remember.
after the second one.
Vin, was that 3?
Yeah.
I think it was 3. Yeah.
After
Yeah,
the
with the
first
fence
couple,
and the
they all
barbed
run
wire.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huck, I was thinking of that scene too. Yep, that's number 2. Yeah, that scene I remember so vividly. Like, my memory is not great, but I remember that scene. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
2 is loaded with great kills.
Yeah. I think every single one of that movie is pretty good. Yeah.
We got Ty Movie Database saying The Conjuring 2 is better. Ooh,
Mhm.
yes.
I agree with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2 is one of the best sequels ever. Mhm.
I like
Oh,
it.
we got Mel saying, look at the amazing panel. Hey, everyone.
So, Mel,
Hell,
Future Hall of Famer.
All right, so now we're on to picking our third sequel here. So, KB, what do we got?
We got a Sprite.
Damn it, that's what
Right, I think we're on- we
wait,
are
that's
on
got to
the
be
new
that's got to be Sprite 2, though, right?
That's right.
It's got
Lemon,
Coke too in
lemon
there.
lime soda, not
Beer.
pop, not Coke.
No, definitely
Anyway.
soda. Yeah.
My number 3. I'm saying with this is my actual number 3 on the list here, and since I just pulled it for my top 25 video I did, I'm still here, being careful so I don't get cut in this decade from this DVD. Terminator 2: Judgment Day, one of the greatest sci-fi action movies of all time. One of Arnold's best films of all time. Linda Hamilton coming back, being Jack and not being mousy, and her little skirt, and backing away from the T-100. Come with me if you want to live, the real version. So T2, everybody's going to have it, so I might as well throw it out there first. Hold it out.
I didn't even bother pulling it.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, why
I
bother?
grabbed it from the
Everybody
pile,
else
then I
can
just
do
put it
it.
back.
I'm surprised
I
we
like
made it
Rumble
to the third round. I thought somebody was pulling that first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Mhm.
I had that same DVD too. Yeah.
But Pops, you were saying you prefer T1, right, over T2?
I do.
Does
I love both of
anybody
them.
else
They're both
prefer
fantastic.
T1
But
over T2? Is everybody else T2?
I like one.
Actually, I like them equally. I like
Yeah.
I like one maybe slightly better, but I'm not gonna argue it.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it depends on
Barry,
what
I didn't
That's
movie
kind of
I'm
why
on.
I couldn't say
Yeah.
I couldn't pull 2 and say this is better than 1. I couldn't quite do that. So, like I said,
The only-
they're pretty neck and neck for me.
The only
Yeah,
reason I
absolutely.
would put 2 over 1 is they got more money to play with, and what they
Yeah.
used with that extra money, the visual effects, the best of the entire decade. So
Yeah.
He had a better
Yeah.
villain too.
Thanks.
He had a better villain, and then Edward Furlong also was awesome in it.
Hell yeah.
he was a little dick, but
Look at him now. He looks great.
And same thing with Corey Feldman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right, what do we
Wait,
got?
I'm gonna do this before Dell does it. Not Home Alone 2 either. This is another one where it's like I could say either the first or second one, but since I grew up with this one and it's the one I fell in love with, kind of like Evil Dead 2, I'm gonna say Superman 2, the original theatrical version.
Oh, yeah, VHS.
I mean, the first one's amazing. I love it. This one's just kind of like the same movie, but a little shorter without all the origin stuff. So it's just a little more fun to get into right away. And it's got the 3 villains, which is cool. And I love the scene when he loses his powers and gets the crap beaten out of him in the bar. I don't know why that part's hilarious. So, Superman 2 is great. And this is a Betamax for anyone who didn't know that.
Yeah, that was my next
beta.
pick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I grabbed my box set and I was like, oh, wait, I have the tape.
I bought this box set 2 weeks later. They announced the 4K set, which I got.
Yeah, they
Wow.
This was cheap though, but still.
Your box is glossy. Mine is flat. What's? Wow.
You got the second run box.
This has got the little slide off.
Yeah, I got that. I have that one. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I don't have that one. This is just a solid
cool.
box.
Yeah, Superman 2 is one I
group here.
debated on because I still prefer the first Superman movie. Anybody else prefer the first one?
I do. I prefer the first one too. Yeah.
I like
Returns
the
is my
second one better
favorite.
because of the villains. The villains of the second one.
The villains are great. Yeah.
They are great.
Yeah.
They are great.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the Donner cut of the second one?
I have, yes. I prefer
Yeah.
the theatrical cut though.
I don't like
I
the
like-
Donner cut as much. Yeah.
I
It cuts out a
actually
lot of
like the
stuff I
Donner
like
cut.
in that movie, so it's like I don't want to see this.
Yeah, I like the Donner cut better. The second
Yeah.
part, with the theatrical cut, I thought was too much switching back and forth with goofiness.
Yeah, the Richard Lester factor,
Yeah,
the Superman 3-ness of it.
And does anybody consider that second cut of the movie a different movie? Like it says in the 5-film collection.
Nobody bought it
Two
anyway.
movies right there. You're getting 2. See?
that's
I
marketing.
mean, technically, it's 2 different directors. So if you want to think of it that way, it is kind of 2 different films, at least. But no, I don't consider it. There's at least an argument there because it's 2 different directors.
Superman-
Mid-level media.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go for it, Pierre.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think Superman Returns ignores 2 and 3, so in a way, it is also a sequel, direct sequel.
No, it ignores
It
just 3
is.
and 4. It includes 2.
Or it does. Okay,
Yeah. Pretty sure.
and 4. I forgot about 4.
Oh, I love 4. It's so bad.
We got mid-level saying T2 is better of the 2, but Terminator is so good too. And also asking, y'all bring up Gremlins 2 yet? Miles ahead of the first. Nope,
Not
nobody brought up Gremlins 2. I don't know if
Not yet.
that's gonna get brought up tonight
Not
though.
yet.
If Hulk Hogan's in it, yeah,
Yeah.
it would be better, wouldn't it?
Huck saying, there it is, Superman 2. Love that clamshell beta VHS. Awesome. pick. Okay, Derek,
Totally
you redeemed
redeemed
yourself.
Glad I could please you, Huck.
Yeah, Huck is saying, yes, the theatrical cut of Superman 2 is a more polished movie. Mhm. But Dimension Scott is saying, unpopular opinion, I like the Donner cut more.
Thank you, Dimension. I'm with you. There we go.
Back and forth. There you go. All right, we are on to Pops, right? Pops, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, I'm going back to the horror, and I'm gonna do the Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
I love House of a Thousand Corpses, but I really love this movie. It's just crazy as hell. It's got one of the best endings. They should have never made a part 3. That ending, they should have left it there. This movie is gruesome as hell. Definitely not for everybody, but I love Sid Haig. I think he's great in this. Of course, it's got Sherry Moon Zombie like every other Rob Zombie movie. But I think it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not for everybody. Like I said, it is kind of tough to watch at some points, but I'm a sick bitch, so I like it. So Devil's Rejects better than the first one. I love the first one too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of both
like
of them.
And I like them equally.
Yeah, it's not one
I had
on
that as my
list.
number 1.
I grabbed it too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited about those new sets coming out for
Yeah.
that one, whichever one it is. I got a pre-order.
Oh yeah, Thousand Corpses. It's a really cool set. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on to Adele.
All right, I do have some more superhero movies over here that I can pick from, but I'm going to switch up genres here. I'm going to give the guys in tights a break for a second. The original to this movie, the first one of this movie, is actually one of my favorite found footage movies of all time. And I'm not a big found footage guy, but I really like that one. But this one is not a found footage movie, and it tops it. It's just got so much more suspense. It's more horror adjacent than true horror, but I love it just the same. That's 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, yeah.
John Goodman is just amazing in this movie. One of the best villains
That's a good pick.
in a long
I
time.
didn't think of that one.
Yep.
Didn't even think of that one. That's a good pick, man.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that one, but I don't like Cloverfield, so I probably agree with it.
You gotta let me know the greatness of that movie because it was so different from the original that I couldn't get with it.
That's the first thing is don't go in expecting the first movie.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing.
It's not even a sequel. They just tacked on the ending to make it
Pretty much. They tacked on the ending. It's a whole different
just to
movie.
get the brand.
Yeah, which sucks because it probably would have been reviewed better if it was. They didn't
Because
do that.
that's how I see it. Like Peninsula, that's not a Train to Busan sequel. They're just trying to market off the name.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Fabio is saying hard disagree. Cloverfield is my favorite by far. I don't know.
Sorry,
I'm back
Fabio.
and forth between the two. I think they're both great, but both completely different genres.
They are definitely different genres. Yeah, for sure.
John Goodman trumps anything. So
Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah.
He'll make anything better.
He made Speed Racer watchable.
Yeah, he did.
That's true.
All right, on to a peer hangout.
So I had to do a little, I don't know, mental gymnastics for this one because I do like the first one more. But in the 80s, a lot of adult content was marketed towards kids with in terms of merchandise. So I don't know, this one, Conan the Destroyer, is like for babies. Like it's like a rated G movie, especially when compared to the first one. So it's a better film maybe for overprotective parents to show their kids rather than the first one. So I'm going to go Conan the Destroyer for that reason. Also, supposedly, I haven't read the comics, but Quentin Tarantino says that the sequel, The Destroyer, is more accurate, and that's his preferred film over the two.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Conan movies, so I need to check those out.
The second one's more accurate, but I still think the first one's the better movie.
Yeah, I prefer the first one too. But if you're going to show one to little children, little 2-year-olds, show them Destroyer. It's like Willow.
Yeah.
It's for little babies.
Yeah, that was the one I was allowed to buy on VHS because the first one was a big no.
It was 80s.
Yeah, it was orgies and decapitations.
I like Conan the Librarian better.
All right, on to the horror cholo. What do we got?
All right, so anybody that like really either follows my channel or knows me personally knows that I've been championing this movie for a very long time, and I see that a lot of people do agree. But since it hasn't been pulled yet, I got to do it, and it is going to be Amityville Horror Part 2: The Possession. This movie is just so superior to the original. It's actually quite unbelievable. I mean, this movie is so much creepier. The score in this movie is awesome. The situations that happen, I mean, there's so much more going on, and it's so intense and so creepy. And then, I mean, they go even darker with the fact that the kid is getting possessed and like almost trying to like sleep with his sister. I mean, it's crazy. This movie's insane. It's just done so well. Like I said, it's genuinely creepy. I remember watching this movie as a kid and just being fucking creeped the hell out, man. And I was hooked ever since then. And it's just way better than the original. So,
All right, Mike, you got to move me and him. I have this in my hand. You kill him. Kill him. I love
So
part
you got your
two.
Psycho
Love
too.
part two.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, side hustle.
Well, I got to show a little horror as well, and I'm surprised no one's went this route yet. I'm going Friday the 13th Part 2, better than the original.
Yep.
I like the original, but this one, of course, this is the first time you get Jason. Sackhead Jason's awesome, and the kills are all better. They're not the, POV style kills that you get in the first one. Just all around a better movie. I mean, in pretty much every way, I think. And so part 2.
Oh yeah,
Great pick.
wheelchair kill.
That too.
Yeah. I prefer it to the first one too, but I prefer all the other ones to the first 2.
Really?
Yeah.
This is my favorite out of the franchise. I
Weird.
love part 2.
Yeah.
2 is good. They're all fun.
All right, and to Vin.
Okay, my number 3, a little bit of a different genre. I actually rewatched most of this today. I didn't have time to rewatch all of it because it's almost 3 hours long, but that is Blade Runner 2049.
Nice. Good call.
I think Denis Villeneuve, the director, is one of the best directors working today. He's put out Enemy, Prisoners, a lot of great films. And this is a long movie, but it's shot so freaking well. The cinematography in this movie is unbelievable. You're watching and every single shot is just like this wide shot that's just like so beautiful to look at. Roger Deakins, I think, is the guy that did the cinematography here. And from start to finish, this film is a spectacle to look at. It's so beautiful, and it has such a great story, and Gosling is great in it. It has the actress here in the top corner here, and Vinicio, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. I was like, who is this chick that plays his AI girlfriend? She's fucking stunningly beautiful, and it's the chick from Knock Knock in that home invasion film with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
But I love this film. I think that again, the director that did this is so good, and I'm hoping that Dune 2 is. I'm sure it's going to be great because he's such a good director. But Blade Runner 2049, love it.
Nice. I've never seen
the Armis.
I forgot about it. Yeah, but that is a good pick.
Great movie. Great 4K too.
Oh, the 4K? Let me tell you, that's one of the only discs I ever put into my system where I have to turn it down. That film is a fucking the bass in that film is crazy.
And I know, Vin, you got a nice Atmos setup. So that scene when they're on the veranda and it's raining, if you have multiple Atmos speakers, the front you could hear the rain hitting from outside, and because the rear in the shot is covered, it sounds like the rain is hitting like the awning or whatever. It's so sick.
Wow.
It's one of the best 4K discs I have. Honestly, it's great.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's great to hear some people prefer the sequel because I'm always hearing people love the original. I usually don't hear great things about the sequel, but I myself too did like the sequel more. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the original actually, so.
Well, there's so many cuts of it too. There's like 5 cuts of that film.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, and on to my pick here. I'm going to go with the fantasy adventure genre. So let's go Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. To me, it's way better than Fellowship of the Ring. Because Fellowship of the Ring, it does drag in some parts a little bit. It's more of a journey movie. But here we have some epic battle scenes. The Rohan battle is excellent. And then, of course, you got the Ents. The Ents at the end with the water rushing. One of the best moments in any movie. So epic with all the war scenes here. To me, way better than a Fellowship of the Ring. But all of the trilogy is great. This is just my personal favorite. Anybody like Two Towers more than Fellowship?
Yeah, I do.
It's all one movie to me, so
yeah, really.
That's why I didn't bother to consider it, honestly.
Two Towers, I put it 3.
It's an 11-hour movie.
I like Fellowship just because the first hour is just the whole origin story, and no one really knows what's going on with the hobbits, and they're just out there just starting their journey, and I love that part of that film. But Two Towers is that part, and the Battle of Helm's Deep is so good.
Yeah, Two Towers really is the best action scenes, I'd say, because even the battle at the end of the third one isn't as interesting as the Two Towers battle.
Yeah, I like the Two Towers more because the third one, it kind of goes into cheat mode with the dead army and they just swoop in at the end. The second one, you really feel it. It's like, look to the light and you'll see me on that day. And then he rides in and it's just epic. Oh, so good. All right, we got mid-level media saying Omen 2 is also better than the original. See, I prefer the first one.
No.
I prefer the
I
original.
actually like Omen 2 and 3, but I wouldn't say they're better than the first one.
But it does
the-
change things up a bit. It does become way more of a slasher in the second one.
The original Omen is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Way
I
better.
agree with that too.
Yeah. Mid-level got the hot take on that one then. Mid-level media saying part 2 is my favorite. I think for Friday the 13th,
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
That's what you're
So
talking about.
yeah. I love part 2, yep. Let's see. Alex saying it's been a long time since I've seen the Friday the 13th franchise. I got the box set for $80 on Amazon. Need to revisit them. Great deal.
Open it up. Get in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good price.
Very good.
Let's see. We got Samantha saying 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
It's a good sequel. It's basically the same thing, though.
Yeah, it's
And
more
I
the
love how
fun.
they say that. We're like, we're going to do the exact same thing. It even tells you.
Yeah.
Those are funny.
Good one.
Oh, yeah. Alex saying, haha. The end where they are doing all the sequels 23,
Yeah, that was
24,
great.
25.
Yeah.
Love
Stuff
that
was
part.
the best part. So good. Yeah. Fabio saying The Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2 are definitely both sequels that top the original. Mhm.
Already picked.
Yep.
Let's see. My Killer saying Return of the Living Dead 2.
Ooh, it's a good one, but
That's a hot take.
Not better than the original. Original's
yeah,
epic. Yeah.
We got Chris with a hot take here.
part 3 better than part 2.
Yeah, we got Chris saying hot take RoboCop 2. I like a bit more. Just a little though, just because how corny
No.
Oswald was.
The
See, I've
first
never
is-
even seen the second one, so
I'm close to Chris. I think the first is better, but I don't think they're as far apart as most people do.
Fair enough.
I
Two
need
is
to
good,
watch
though.
it again.
It's definitely the second best RoboCop movie.
Well, definitely, yes. Yes.
Part 3 is shit.
Yes.
Part 3 might be the fourth best RoboCop movie.
Yeah, I like the remake. RoboCop. At least that has Michael Keaton in it.
all right, we're on to our fourth sequel pick here. So KB, what do we got?
All right. So on my list, I had The Dark Knight for number 2. So I'm just going to hop one up and put this up before anybody else does. So
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Mhm.
one of my favorite films of all time. People say the dumbest thing that George Lucas ever did was sell his franchise and hide the original for no one else to see, the original version. But the best thing he ever did was give up the director's chair to Larry Kasdan to make this movie, which makes it a better story and a different sense of innovation with all the visual effects and everything. I mean, the first one is classic. It was innovative, but they expanded on it for part 2. And I always say this is the movie when I was a kid. I mean, I was 10 when I saw this. And it was the first time I saw a movie that didn't have poetic justice at the end. And it rocked my little 10-year-old world. So it will always hold a special place in my heart for that reason. And yeah, my dog is named after him.
Yeah, Lando. That's great.
There's that too.
It's another one.
That was my next one.
I figured everyone
KB, you
else
got me.
Yeah, I knew somebody was going to pull it up. We're getting
That's
close
not
to
the
the
real
top
one.
here.
That was
Theatrical
my
cut.
childhood.
Yes, I see you. I
Yeah.
see you.
See, that's the one thing Disney should do with Star Wars is re-release the theatrical cuts and sell them and make money. And that's the
He
only
didn't-
thing they haven't done yet.
From what I hear, he told them that it didn't exist, so all they have are special editions.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah. And pretty much everything after the Laserdisc is a change from the original. So even that one, Dell, it's not special edition, but there are changes in it from the original. But that's the closest thing for sure.
Closest thing.
Yep.
I saw it in the theaters too, and yeah, and the big reveal, yeah, that's what tore my whole head up right there.
Yeah. And then being online 3 years later, just asking, is that real? You think that's the truth?
Yeah.
But when the credits came up, everybody was like, what? It's
yeah.
over? And you had to wait 3 years. So
Yep.
one of my favorites.
And the Yoda moments, that's my favorite part of the movie. All the Yoda training sequences.
Mm-hmm.
perfection.
that's classic.
So good.
Yeah.
It's like a Rocky story almost at that part.
Yep. And
I always loved
shout out to
Hop.
Pops. Shout out to Pops for the Saga set.
Yeah, man, that's my favorite piece. I think that's my childhood. You know,
Yeah,
I had every
right.
Star
Same.
Wars toy, and I was a Star Wars freak growing up. So,
Used to hit
I wish I still
Toys
had
R
one.
Us for those Kenner toys. I
I
got
still had them. I could probably
two left.
retire.
I got 2 left.
All right, over to Convicted over here. What do we got?
I don't know which one I want to pick because I feel like I've been picking so many superhero movies, but well, I guess I've only done one. This is my actual number 2, so I'll go with it. We're at number 2 still, yes?
Yes.
It would be X2.
Yes.
X-Men United, or X-Men Untied if you're dyslexic. But yeah, I like the first X-Men. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it in theaters. I had heart palpitations due to excitement because I was so excited to finally be seeing an X-Men movie, which was like my favorite comic book at the time. I loved the cartoon and had all of the trading cards that I still have, honestly. But this movie is infinitely better than the original in every single way, and it's still the best X-Men movie in my opinion, including everything that has come out since. And I am very excited to see how the MCU will eventually introduce X-Men legitimately and see if they can come anywhere near how good X-Men 2 was at the time.
Yeah, I have that ready to go as well.
Great choice.
Is that out on 4K yet?
I don't remember. I think
I thought they had a 4K in like a box set, didn't they? Or no? Is
I
that
think
a
so.
Blu-ray
I just
set?
have that trilogy box set because I have all the other ones, but I
Because
think there is.
I was looking for it and I discovered that it is no longer in my possession.
Oh,
So I got to get a new copy.
that happens. Yeah, I think there's a trilogy 4K set of it at least.
Somebody.
I mean, you get so many great characters introduced in that one. Nightcrawler, Pyro, Colossus
Nightcrawler's
a little
amazing.
bit.
That
Brian
Nightcrawler
Cox.
opening is insane.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
That's still one of, and you get to see Colossus, who's my favorite, for like 2 seconds, but that was still like the greatest thing ever made at the time.
That was, yeah, loved that part.
And Brian Cox as Stryker is awesome as a villain.
So good.
All right, Pops, what do we got?
All right, I am going to go with Bad Boys 2. I love both the movies, but Bad Boys 2 kind of ramped it up a little bit. I think the comedy's better, the action's better. I love when the little teenage boy comes to the door and they gave him hell at the door. It's one of the funniest things on screen. It's hilarious. It's just a great movie. I love all the action at the end of it. These two guys are great together. Two of my favorite comedians. They're absolutely fantastic. This is a fun movie. I prefer it over the first one, so I had to throw it up there.
Oh, nice.
The movies are a blast.
Bad Boys 2. Just think of Hot Fuzz anytime someone says Bad Boys. And there is a X-Men trilogy 4K set. I just checked.
Oh, nice. I want an entire box set though. Every X-Men movie on 4K.
Yeah.
And a nice still box set. That would be awesome.
No.
With or without the road cut.
Yeah. Then they could call it a whatever film set because it has 2 cuts of X-Men Days of Future Past in it.
And New Mutants. Include that.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
And the Deadpool films, right? How deep do we go?
Related. All related.
All
The
related.
Generation X TV movie in there just for shits and giggles.
All right, Dell.
All right. So I had to go into this trilogy because when we talk about trilogies, it's one of the greatest ones that we've had this century, but it doesn't get talked about as much. The first one was a pretty good reboot, actually. And then the second one just upped the ante and just is a much better movie. The third one, we could argue, is probably on par with this one, but I'm going with the second movie in this trilogy.
Great poll.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Very good.
Nice.
Great poll.
And Andy Serkis should have got some Oscar love for this, for what he did for Caesar with Caesar and those.
Yeah,
movies.
he should have for lots of stuff.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get an honorary someday
Yeah,
for motion capture work.
Also arriving Friday.
Also on the, I've only seen all those once, but they're good, and definitely the second and third one are better.
Amazon had it for like $17 for that trilogy set.
Yeah, I got it for the price like a few years ago. Randomly, it was on sale. I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I had that one in my reserves. The whole trilogy is so great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Been a while since I watched it. I got to revisit them.
Yeah, my buddy worked on the first one, so that one has a soft spot in my heart for that reason. But otherwise, the other ones are better.
That one feels more like summer blockbuster. I like that.
I like the first one. Rise is so good.
Yeah.
But I didn't like how the third one, kind of a title misplacement there. They say war, and I wanted like an epic scale battle war, but it doesn't really get to that. That kind of threw me off. I'm like, I don't feel like there's a war here.
It was a very slow biblical film.
Yeah. I still thought it was great.
It's a symbolic war. It's metaphorical.
Yeah.
It's the war within.
All right, Peer Hangout.
Okay, so Side Hustle picked my number 2, which was Mighty Ducks 2. So I don't have this on physical media, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Hot Sharks. Hot Sharks. Hot Shots Part 2.
I still don't know what you said. Did you say hot shirts or hot sharks?
Sharks.
Sharks.
Okay.
Like you shark yourself.
Hot sharks.
So, yeah, the first movie is a parody of Top Gun. The second one is kind of like Rambo 2. And yeah, I saw this in the theater with my dad, and I just had a lot of fun with it. It's the one I've seen the most. But yeah, it's funny. It's a funny parody.
Hot Sharks Part Deuce.
That was good.
Part Deuce.
Both Hot Shots movies are really funny. Like nobody ever talks about. Back when Harry.
I haven't seen either of those movies.
Yeah, they're funny. Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, if you love Top Gun, watch the first one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the horror cholo.
All right, so I want to give a little bit of disclosure. So I had my stuff out of order. So my number 1 is not my favorite fucking part 2. I kind of did that. I don't know why I thought that more people would pull more horror instead of me. So I would want to get some in there before it happened. But so this is going to be my next one. I wouldn't say it's my number actual 2, but this is probably one not too many people have even seen. And it's going to be Subspecies Part 2, Bloodstone. I feel like this one is a lot more superior than the original, and I actually really love this movie. I feel like it's an underrated vampire movie. That opening scene, too, at the beginning, to me, is just fucking phenomenal. I saw it at a very young age, and I feel like the special effects are awesome on it, and it's just a really fucking cool opening scene. But I definitely feel like this is actually probably the best in the entire franchise. But this is a cool vampire movie right here. Subspecies 2, Bloodstone.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that name.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, big cut.
Cool.
Big
Great
cut.
recommendation.
That's why he's here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, Side Hustle.
Yeah, I'm just going out of order too. I had a hard time like really ranking them, as far as what I don't know how to rank it. Like, is it better than the other or the original? Is that what makes it rank higher? Is it just that it's your favorite movie more?
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure, so I just kind of picked 5. But anyway, the next one is in 1961 we got The Hustler, with where we got to see Fast Eddie Felson on a black and white screen, and it was a critically acclaimed movie. It was really good, but there was a sequel that I don't know if a lot of people even really realize is a sequel, or if even seen The Hustler.
I do.
And that's The Color of Money.
Oh yeah.
Fast Eddie's back. It's got Tom Cruise in it. He kind of sees him as being like his like himself when he was younger, and it takes him under his wing. They go out on the road. He's already a good player. He's just kind of teaching him all the angles of the hustle, and it all culminates with this sort of a controversial ending. I think I know who wins the match, even though they don't show it. But yeah, and both movies are critically acclaimed. You know, both won some. I think they both won some Oscars. I know they were both nominated for a lot. I think Newman finally got his Oscar for this one. But great movie. The pool choreography was really good in this one, and soundtrack was really good too. So if you haven't seen it, The Color of Money, it's a fun, movie with just lots of good stuff in it. Good pool movie as well. The first one, a little more of a tormented character in that one. Has anyone seen the first one?
I've never seen that franchise at all.
So good.
I've owned Color of Money for a decade, maybe, and I still haven't watched it. But and it's a Scorsese movie that I own and I need to watch.
Yeah, Scorsese.
Same. I did like The Hustle. I have seen The Hustle, but I haven't seen Color of Money yet.
Yeah. I would say that Blu-ray, you might as well pick it up because it's a Disney-owned movie, so you're not going to get a 4K anytime soon.
I've already got it, so I'm not worried about that. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's like the drama genre then?
Yeah, probably a little more drama. I mean, the second one does have a little more, a little more of the pool action, it's a little funner, a little more of the bar scene stuff. But yeah, the first one definitely leans more toward the drama. It's in black and white. It's back in '61, but because the movie was really about everything he had to give up in his personal life to become great. At the one thing that he was good at. So, but both are great movies. But yeah, Color of Money maybe a little bit better. I think maybe people would prefer that one.
Yeah, it's more accessible for sure.
Yeah.
So then it's okay to start with that one. Then you would say?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I watched Color of Money before I watched The Hustler. I just, I went back later on, and I didn't even know it had a sequel, or that was a sequel to a movie.
They're
so
what,
yeah,
25 years apart.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think the Color of Money, I think was '86. Yeah.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
25. Yeah.
All right, on to Vin.
All right, Side Hustle, you killed me on that one because I had that stashed aside, and I thought no one's gonna pull Color of Money, no shot. And I know we're breaking the rules here, but apparently a lot of the panel hasn't seen Color of Money, so I'm gonna go ahead and echo your thoughts. Color of Money, so good. The Hustler is an amazing film with Paul Newman, but this one, which is a sequel, is equally good, and I think it's a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more fun. You get a young 1980s Tom Cruise in here doing his thing, and you kind of get to see him under the tutelage of Paul Newman's character, Fast Eddie, and then eventually they butt heads. But this is such a great film, and man, when you pulled it, I was like, "You bastard! You took my number one." But I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate your thoughts and your love for this movie. If you guys on the panel or you guys in the chat haven't seen The Color of Money by Scorsese, definitely check it out. I think this is 1986, but it's such a good movie. And yeah, we'll keep it short. We already talked about it, but I had to pull it because it's so good. There you go.
I got to check it. I've never seen it.
And if
Yeah,
you
it's really good.
know, if you know Scarface, his sister, Mary Elizabeth Mastriano, she plays Tom Cruise's girlfriend.
Oh wow, okay.
So, good movie.
Oh, that's right.
And you definitely don't need to see The Hustler to enjoy Color of Money.
It stands
Right.
by itself. Yeah.
Let me check it out.
All right, so to go with my choice here, I'm gonna go with The Mummy Returns. Yes, out of my Mummy Ultimate Collection. I think the sequel is even better than the first one, even though the first one is really good. Even better than, of course, the classic one in my opinion, because that one's a little slow. But Mummy Returns here is excellent. You got that fantasy adventure up to another level. You got them going on a journey, and it's kind of a race against time. You got the Anubis army that's going to rise up, and they do rise up at a certain point, and that's an epic war battle scene. And then, of course, you got The Rock in here as a side character who's the Scorpion King, and they have to face off against him. And you got, Brendan Frazier teaming up with Emotep for that battle, which I think is a whole lot of fun. I love the face in the water. That's an epic visual scene. So I like Mummy Returns better than the first Mummy. I don't know. Does anybody like the sequel better at all?
I think I would agree with you. And I do agree with you also that of the Universal monsters, the original ones, that one is really, really boring.
Yeah. Binging them all last year, that was my least favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
Me too. I was so bored. I'm like, am I the only one thinking this way? Because I thought the other ones were like Frankenstein was great, Dracula was pretty good, The Invisible Man was my favorite, but the Mummy, I'm like, I'm falling asleep on this one. Do I need to give it a rewatch or what's going on here?
No, it's boring.
All right, we got the chat here. Gordon saying Crank 2, anyone? No one has pulled Crank 2 yet.
We were talking about it earlier.
Movie Hunter saying, have to say Empire Strikes Back is my top pick. Yeah. Love that villain story. Dimension Scott saying X2 is superior movie. Absolutely. So good. Yeah, they were doing great with those superhero sequels for such a long time. Spider-Man 2, X2, Hellboy 2. I mean,
well, the twos were all good. The third one was always terrible.
Oh yeah, the third one.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, same with the Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. That I can't even watch that one again. That was so bad.
Oh,
my
watch
God.
it before Scorpion King.
Oh, it was. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Scorpion
I really
King
watched
is like a masterpiece compared to Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I mean,
I like Scorpion King.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's when The Rock was doing so good during that time. Yeah, he was a great Scorpion King. Let's see. Huck is saying, yes, KB, Empire is a perfect movie. Yep, Chris is agreeing. Empire Strikes Back is the GOAT. No dude who loves movie. We don't have Leprechaun 3. We're only talking number 2s tonight. Only number 2s.
Leprechaun 2 will be on our list.
Back to the Hood.
No, I hate those.
That was the Back to the Hood count as a 2? Yeah.
Those
All right.
movies are Fortress.
Samantha saying, my uncle used to beat up George Lucas at the bus stop. It's probably Jabba the Hutt. What?
Wow.
What is this?
In Modesto. That's where he's from.
He's famous.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
that's funny.
That is hilarious.
Let's see. We got Huck saying, yes, X2 is definitely better than X1.
But I like the first one more now than I used to, and the second one's still way better.
Yeah, the first one's still really good. I do like the first one.
Yeah.
And that kind of just sparked the superhero genre overall.
Back then, they weren't able to make it like the comics, and they still did a pretty good job. So, you gotta go.
Let's see. Chris saying Kong 2 is an underrated sequel. What was it called? Son of Kong? Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. Anybody seen that? Was that a pretty good
Yeah, a
sequel?
long time ago.
Yeah, I don't remember if I've seen the second one.
Songs, I don't think I've seen that one though. Could be wrong.
Holland, he pulled hot shorts.
That's what it is.
Let's see that. Let's see that. That looks like a nice cover.
Is
right
that
there.
a Warner? A Warner set?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Ooh,
Mighty Joe
that's
Young.
really
Good
nice.
one.
Mighty Joe Young, that's right. Oh yeah, that movie.
Oh, that's really cool.
Very nice.
Yep, everybody's laughing at the hot sharks right there. Let's see. Gizmo saying Pop Psycho 1 is better than 2. What? Sorry,
Oh,
it's
kill me,
a
Gizmo.
fact. There is no fact, Gizmo. And I love the second Road Warrior. Devil's Rejects, I agree on. But no to Bad Boys 2. What?
It's
We'll talk later. We'll work this shit out later.
he's just trolling you, Pops. He's trolling you.
Oh,
I
I
would
know,
say
I
it's
know.
just as good. Bad Boys 2 is just as good, but more action.
Yeah. Mid-level saying sharks are
typically are.
always pop. That's a given.
It's been a few years since you had babies, I guess.
Dimension saying agree. That's what made War for Planet of the Apes a big disappointment. I was hoping for a fight, and the movie was underwhelming. I felt the same way. Yeah, I felt the same way with War. But Rise, I was really surprised by. Rise was so good. Let's see. Chris is saying Psycho 2 is better than the first. Better slasher all the way. Yes, Gizmo saying Bride of Frankenstein is a masterpiece. I
Yes.
can't agree on Dawn since I love Night so much. Have not seen any Amityville 2 yet.
Oh man, you gotta watch Amityville too, bro.
Good, too.
You will actually like
Yeah,
it.
that's great.
This one I'm surprised hasn't been pulled, but maybe somebody will pull it for the first one. Movie Hunter 2020 is saying Aliens would be another top pick.
I couldn't.
First one's better.
See, I like
I've
the
always
first
liked
one. That's why I didn't pull Aliens. I do
Yeah.
prefer the first one.
It's one that I figured
That's
someone would
kinda
have,
why I'm
but I'm like, I
Right
absolutely
there,
would have
right
the
there.
first
Right
one.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is saying
I love
color.
the second one, but I couldn't say it was better than the first one.
No,
So
they're
Yeah.
neck and neck.
It's up there. It's about as good.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like
Depending on
equal.
what movie you want to watch, but
again, it's an action or a slasher, I guess, or a horror movie.
yeah, exactly. It's like they're both the best kind of that genre that they are.
Yeah, they're definitely different
Kinda
genres.
But they're just-
Same
yeah,
thing
they're
with
just-
Terminator, horror to action.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
exactly
same thing. I love both of them almost equally, but I can't really say one's better than the other. So
Yeah.
it's hard to do that.
Mel saying Sleepaway Camp 2. Oh, I'm a happy camper. Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. Is the second one really better than the first? I've only seen the
No,
first.
I thought about that, but that ending of the first, I couldn't say it was better.
Yeah,
The second and
I
third
thought
one are
about that.
hilarious, but they're not
Yeah.
good, I would say.
Yeah, the other ones are fun, but the first one is, I think, a good movie.
Yeah, I like the first one
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got. Oh, this is a great one. I didn't even think about this one. Chris saying Doctor Sleep.
Not better than The
I love
Shining, though.
Dr.
Come on.
Sleep.
It's not better.
Yeah,
than
It's even
the
more
other.
than
I can't say it's better than The Shining, but it's good.
It's a good movie.
See, I'm somebody. I prefer Doctor Sleep.
Whoa,
Okay.
No.
that's bold.
Because you young kids just like your Pac-Man video
Well, I
games
saw
and
them
movies.
both relatively recently too, so I don't have like the nostalgia of growing
Yeah,
up
that
on it. So.
Age and nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it.
It is really good though.
Let's see. Gizmo saying Spider-Man 2, but Electric Boogaloo gets my full attention now. T2 is the best movie ever.
It's up there.
Yeah, Samantha saying Doctor Sleep is good because Ian McGregor, but definitely not as good as The Shining.
I can't believe that Elliot played Jack Nicholson in that movie. I couldn't believe that was him when I watched it.
Yeah.
Did a good job.
Yeah, Alex saying recently we watched the Mummy movies. So great. The first two, absolutely.
I like that set, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's still like the Blu-ray set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they have do they have a 4K steelbook set? They might, but
No, I don't think so. I have the
I don't
4K
think so.
regular one. You can get that one on Groove pretty cheap, I think. That's
yeah, I
still-
found this at like Target. It was either 10 or $5. So I'm like, I'll pick it up.
Hell,
Good price.
gotta find
Yeah.
that.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, it was a while ago though. It was years ago, but I'm like, oh, that's a good deal.
Groove.com has it, and I think they're doing a steelbook sale right now. So
Uh,
if they're still doing it, they were doing it like 4 days ago.
Chris is saying Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, and I think I hesitated. See, I don't like Hellraiser 2. I love the first one though. But
I love them both, but the original's still better, I think. But I do love part
Yeah.
2 as well.
They're the good two.
All right, we got Gizmo saying anyone who does not love The Omen is a virgin. What? I don't know how those two are connected. I'm a little confused about the
Disagree with that
connection. I'm not sure how that gets connected, but oh, Gizmo, you crack me up. Gordon saying Blade 2 easily better than the first. See, I like the first Blade more, but Blade 2 is pretty good.
I like them all the
That
same.
Boros
That's why I
Blade
didn't
2.
think
I like them both.
I
That's a-
strangely seen the original. I've never seen the sequels of The Blade for some reason.
Oh,
The
Blade 2 is awesome.
Blade
Blade
2
3
is
is
pretty
terrible.
good.
The,
Yeah.
the
All those
sequel,
movies.
Vinny,
Three
shows
terrible.
more horror. The
Yeah, I
sequel
need
to-
is more horror. You would love it.
Yeah,
I love the first
Guillermo,
one too. I don't
again.
know why I've seen it. I love the first one, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro again. It's,
Del
and it's
Toro,
definitely
man.
more horror.
Okay.
Yep.
I got
The effects are really good in Blade 2 as well, like with the mouths opening, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
good stuff. Chris saying The Fly 2?
Nah, son.
No,
Nah.
I think
No, come on
the
now.
Fly
No,
original
no.
and the Fly remake are both better than their sequels.
Yeah.
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 I actually do like Fly 2, but man, the original Fly or the Fly remake is a masterpiece, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an absolute masterpiece. Yep.
Yeah.
And the only one I couldn't do was the Fly 3. The Fly 3 just no. Of the classic ones.
Like Curse of the Fly or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's not even a
I
fly.
still haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. There wasn't even a fly. I'm like, what is this? You have one thing to get right in the movie, you got it wrong.
Money grab.
Yeah.
Money
Well,
grab.
the first movie
rough
title
watch.
their movie something just to get people in there.
Samantha saying Jeepers Creepers 2.
That one's fun.
Let's see. Excelsior movie reviews. Exorcist 2 does not exist. Oh, that bad. See, I've never seen any
Yeah.
Exorcist movie, so I will not know on any.
I almost grabbed Exorcist 3 just to be like, it's technically the sequel.
No, I haven't seen the first one yet. I'm waiting on the 4K. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've waited this long now. I might as well wait for the 4K at this point.
You need to do a
Just get
review.
the Exorcist
enough.
3 in 4K and
That'll be fun to
watch
watch.
back to back.
Just make sure it's nighttime and dark.
Yeah.
when you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alex saying I enjoyed all the Blade movies. Yeah, a lot
Even
of people
Trinity?
hate on Trinity.
Trinity
I don't
was
think it's the
terrible.
worst thing I've seen, but it's not like I want to go back and rewatch it either. So
Yeah,
no
you watch it for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He's funny in it.
Yeah. And Triple
Annoyingly
H.
funny.
Triple H.
Fabio saying haven't heard it, but I may have missed it earlier. Ouija 2. I don't know if I've seen Ouija.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, but yeah, that's one I've heard.
Definitely better than the first
Literally
one.
everyone says
Yeah,
it.
definitely better than the first one. First one was terrible.
feel like
Second one's
both
pretty good.
Very average movies.
So-
Very average.
Yeah, that's why in our private chat I asked what about prequels, because the first Ouija is a complete crap, but then Mike Flanagan made a prequel, Ouija 2, and it's a pretty good horror movie. But I didn't know if it would count.
I
It
mean,
has
half
2
of-
in the title though.
No,
Ouija
it's called
2.
Ouija Origins of Evil.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How
Mhm.
counts though?
Yeah, sure.
It's the second movie.
Can I
Uh,
put Dumb
Chris,
and Dumber? It's a sequel to Dumb and Dumber.
Chris got some hot
Yeah,
takes here.
Be careful, Chris. Be careful.
Jaws
It's
2
better
is a
than
good
Jaws.
sequel as well. Is Jaws
Yeah.
2 good? I've only seen the
It's
original.
fine.
It's good.
It's
It's
a
not
good
Yeah, it's
standalone.
a good
Good.
sequel. It ain't
It's a good
Jaws, but
standalone.
It's
it's
the second
not
best
Jaws.
movie.
yeah.
Let's see. Gizmo saying The Fly 2 has the most heartbreaking scene ever captured on cinema, but the movie is far from Cronenberg's Fly. What's the scene? What's the heartbreaking scene?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think.
Long act.
Yeah, I'm like, I barely remember that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Ben Grimm saying Gingerbread Man 2, Passion of the Crust
Passion of
is
the
a
Crust.
masterpiece. See, like, I almost think, is that a real movie? But I'm guessing
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
Never
there's-
seen it.
4 or 5.
Passion of the Crust.
You okay, KB? Good.
Spoilers
KB,
number
have you
one.
seen that
thanks.
one?
I felt my soul kind of leaving my body there for a second.
Full blue goodness there.
The Gingerbread movie. See, never seen that.
It's horrible. I have it.
Who'd have thought? It's terrible.
Fabio saying same with Annabelle Creation compared to the first. I prefer that one. Let's see. Oh, Chris is saying I said good sequels, not better.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up, Chris.
Yeah, he didn't say Jaws 2 was bad. He just said it was good.
Good sequel. Good sequel. All right. All right. Well, now we're on to our final pick, but we are going to go through some honorable mentions as well. So
Cool.
definitely stick around for that. But yeah, we're now on to our fifth sequel being pulled here. So KB, what do we got?
All right. I had The Dark Knight on my list, but since it already got pulled, I'll pull something else. And I want to know your rankings so far of the 4 movies when I hold this up.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
pick.
Nice.
That's my favorite.
It's my favorite too. I mean, Raiders is great, but there was something just a little bit different and a little bit more special about 2 that, you know, just a little bit of a jump above. But Pops probably the same way. I remember going to see that, and it was so much more of an action fun ride than how Raiders was, because Raiders got into the whole thing with the Covenant and all that. But this one, it was gross, first of all, because chilled monkey brains, beating heart, all that stuff. We did not expect to see that in a PG movie. And as many of you know, it was because of this movie and Gremlins that we got the PG-13 rating created. So Spielberg got tired of everybody crapping on the violence of the film, so PG-13 came along. But it's a great sequel, you know, for a great movie to follow it with a greater sequel. Yeah, it's up there for me.
And Red Dawn trivia. Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
After that, so. That's crazy. When I was a kid,
Red Dawn's
yeah, Red Dawn was the first one.
Oh wow, that has a
original.
lot of violence in it. I thought it was rated R.
When I was
Not a
a
lot of
kid,
blood,
it
though.
would have been 1, 2, 3 in order as far as my favorites. After I got the 4K box set and rewatched them as an adult, Part 3 is my favorite. Part 1 next, and then Temple Doom's actually number 3. The reason why is because of the female actress of that movie. She gets on my nerves. I didn't really care for the love interest. I think it's Steven Spielberg's wife.
Yeah,
she
I was about to
bothers me in
say
that
he
movie a
liked
lot.
her.
She's very whiny and very not a good actress at all. I don't think.
She's just
That's
screaming.
why you
It
don't
dropped
see her
down for
anymore.
me. I have nostalgia for it, but it's my third favorite right now after rewatching them recently.
Yeah,
So,
just
I
think
love all
about
of
it.
them,
He grew up with scream queens of like the 50s and 60s, so he found himself.
You know, we don't even mention
right
Crystal
on
Skull.
set.
It's like Crystal Skull
Yeah.
don't even exist. But
Yeah.
My bone to pick, KB, is you said rank the 4 movies. There's only 3 of them.
yeah.
Well, there will be a fourth one in a couple of months.
Yeah, fourth one's coming out soon.
I almost was a smartass and actually grabbed Raiders as the sequel because it takes place before or after Temple of Doom. That's a prequel. But I didn't. But
So
I
what's your three? What's your 3, though?
I'm
like
with
all about
Pops.
the same.
I would go 3, 1, 2.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm there.
I think I'm 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, I think I'm there too.
Well, that's
Yeah, the
my hot
third
take,
one's
then.
great.
They're all great.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
I don't know.
They're all
Yeah.
fantastic. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Switches every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Childhood
Whichever
nostalgia.
one I'm least sick of is my favorite at that day.
Somebody's giving some feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing some static. Does anybody know?
Don't know.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely hear some static there. Does everybody want to try like muting themselves just to see?
Yeah, I'm about to mute myself here.
Okay, so definitely stop there. So. Yeah, I don't think it's KB. No. Side Hustle, was it you then? Because I don't think I hear it now. And I think
could have
yeah,
been
I think
me.
Side
I mean-
Hustle might be yours. Yeah.
It's a poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Speaking of poltergeist, I'm just kidding.
Poltergeist 2. There you go.
Part 3's better.
I actually still need to see 2 and 3.
All right, let's see. Convicted. What do we got?
Well, yeah, Benicio stole my number 1, which was Dawn of the Dead. That's the only one that I 100% was sure that I loved the most over the original, even more so than X-Men 2. So I'm going to have to dig into the bottom of my maybe pile here. And the first movie in this franchise is hot garbage. The second movie in this franchise is also hot garbage. But it's really fun to watch hot garbage, and that is Troll 2. I just wanted to put it good, and it was relevant. And this movie is entertaining as all get out. And it's not even a real sequel. It's just like Cloverfield 2. It's not even a sequel to Troll. It's a movie about goblins, and then they just named it Troll 2 because apparently the first Troll is successful, even though it isn't. So, yeah, Troll 2. Go watch it if you haven't. Don't expect it to be good, but expect to be very confused and laugh at it. So,
Have you Part 3?
I have not. No, I know it exists.
That was pretty fun too.
Which one is that? It's called like 7 different things, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's called Contamination 7 or
That's
the
it,
Crawlers. Or there's a whole bunch of different names. Yeah,
I think I did see it then. I just don't remember it at all. Because yeah, Contamination 7, I remember.
it's pretty fun.
But Troll 2, it's a fun time.
Contamination
It's a hoot and a
7.
half.
Wow.
Yeah, we went through all the good ones. I had to grab something.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Troll movies, so
Me neither.
I would say don't.
should I
but it's-
start?
it's
Should I start? Should I binge them all or no?
Just watch Troll 2. It's funny.
All right, Pops. What do we got?
Well, mine are also not in order. My number 5 would be my number 1. Psycho 2, I want to pull for anybody else because it's my favorite. But this is one I really enjoy as well, and that's The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. This came out the same year as Nightmare on Elm Street, same director, Wes Craven. This is a childhood nostalgia. I used to watch this all the time growing up. It's not the best movie. 1 and 2, neither one of them are great, but they're fun. You either like them or you don't. It is what it is. But I've always preferred this one over the first one. I just think it's a little more action. I just enjoy some of the kills better. And plus, you have a German Shepherd dog that gets the flashback in this. It zooms in on the dog's face and it does a flashback. It's the greatest thing ever. So that alone makes this better than part 1. So that's my last one. Definitely not in order, but that's what I got.
I enjoy that film a lot, man. But I watched part 1. I had part 1 on VHS as a kid, man. I used to watch that thing all the time. That movie used to trip the fuck out of me. But then when I watched that one, when Arrow released it, that was the first time I watched part 2 with the Arrow. And I remember everybody saying, like, why are you releasing this on limited edition? Why, all this? And I watched it and I'm like, what is everybody talking about, man? I liked it a lot. So I really liked it, but I still like the original a lot better.
I still need to watch the second one, but
I
mainly
watch
want to because of the dog flashback.
The first one might be a little better, but nostalgia, I enjoy the second one more. And I'm kind of like you. I had the second one on VHS. I don't think I had the first one until a little bit later. I ended up renting it because I liked part 2 so much. So I went back and watched part 1. And so I got more of a nostalgia for part 2. So, but both of them are, enjoyable.
Definitely.
All right, Del. What do we got?
All right, so I'm kind of torn, but I got a rant that I want to. I'm going to go with this movie in front of me because I got a bit of a rant, and the first movie was a reboot of America. We did what we do in America. We reboot foreign properties and make crappy movies, even though everybody loved this movie. And then they decided, you know what, this movie needs to be a whole universe. So then they turned around and released this movie, which is the much better movie, the second movie in the MonsterVerse, and that's Kong Skull Island.
I like that one.
Godzilla 2014 is crap. Is 2 hours of nothing. Kong Skull Island gives you Kong being Kong, and I love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good call.
Big fan of that movie.
It's the only one of those movies I actually like too, so I'm right there with you.
Same.
I agree too. That one's the only one of that trilogy that I really would like to pop in and enjoy. Just watch it. But
Yeah,
also good for Dolby Atmos. The helicopter fight scene in the beginning.
Yeah,
that's great for Dolby Atmos. So,
wow, I love that franchise. I love Godzilla versus Kong, and I love King of Monsters. But
King of Monsters. Did anybody go see it in theaters? I went and saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
And it was so dark in the on the screen. I couldn't make out anything. It looked like they shot everything through a black gauze. It was ridiculous. It was so much shadow and fog and nighttime, all nighttime, of course. And it was poorly shot. I couldn't. A lot of monster fights I wanted to enjoy.
You got to ask KB to go over to his house on his OLED. Watch it over there.
Maybe so.
You know what? I just got the 4K of that and King of Monsters, and I was looking at it because now that I have that TV, I'm looking at all these 4Ks with Dolby Vision to see like which ones I have, which ones I should cop, and I'm like, I remember this looking like really badass in the theaters, but it was the same thing. It was very dark, but it wasn't like dark can't see. It was like inky dark.
And
so maybe that's how it looked.
It looked like whenever the monsters started fighting, they pulled the camera way back, and it was really dark. It just looked like shadow puppets fighting in the distance.
It was guys in suits, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Practical effects. But you have an open invite anytime you want to come out to the Midwest. You know that, Del. You know how we do.
If I ever make it there.
If you do, we'll take care of you.
All right.
All right, Peer Hangout.
So my number 1 was The Devil's Rejects. Might even be my favorite horror film, but Pop picked that, so I'm switching to something else. And I'm switching to something that didn't even occur to me until the middle of this stream, so I had to find everything really quick. But if we don't count Birds of Prey, The Suicide Squad is a great sequel. James Gunn took over, well, now in more ways than one, but took over the Suicide Squad and I think made a really funny movie with all sorts of wild characters. And I instantly fell in love with Polka Dot Man and had to buy as much merch as I could of him. And I would love it if he were to become like a prime major villain for Batman, like on the level of Joker. Like I just think he's so cool. I don't want that to be the last I see of him. I would love it if like Pattinson has to go up against Polka Dot Man. I think that would be great. So yeah, I can't believe this didn't occur to me until we were in the middle of the stream. But the Suicide Squad.
That was a good one.
Good pull.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man's great. Absolutely.
He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad his mom was a mad scientist, because I feel like that leaves an opening for him to maybe come back in future Suicide Squad movies.
Nice.
All
Hopefully
right.
Assuming Gunn does that.
Yeah. It didn't make any money. Hopefully they make another one, maybe.
Right.
Well, it was
All
a
right.
pandemic movie, so yeah, there's that.
All right, to the horror cholo.
All right. So again, I think in reality, my number one would probably be Bride of Frankenstein. Then my number two, probably Dawn of the Dead, and then so on and so forth from there. But my next up, I'm going to do, you actually had this in your intro as well, is going to be Phantasm 2.
Nice.
I feel way superior than the original. I do like the original a lot, but when it comes to action, special effects, budget, everything, this one just fucking ramped it up to its highest extent. And this one is definitely the best in the franchise. And this is just a fucking all-around great movie. Really great sequel, great movie, great effects, awesome stuff here. Also, the score in this movie is just phenomenal. But yeah, Phantasm 2.
I was that close to grabbing it off my shelf. But
I agree. That one is way better than the first one to me.
Yep.
Really like that one.
it's a lot more straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As straightforward as I can get, I guess.
Yep.
Too much exposition in the first one.
Yeah.
All right, Side Hustle.
I actually had that one ready to pull too, but I got plenty to pivot to. I want to tell a quick story though. When I was doing some research, for this show, I came across a story that I thought was pretty interesting. That it's all about sequels, and so in 1968, we got a movie called The Detective, and so
I know where this is going.
Okay, you know this one? Yeah, so 1968, we got The Detective. It starred Frank Sinatra, and that was based on a book by the same name. The book got a sequel called Nothing Lasts Forever, which was about the detective going to see his daughter on Christmas at a high-rise office Christmas party, and of course terrorists take over, and he has to deal with the terrorists. Well, Hollywood wanted to make that sequel, and it was going to be called, Nothing Lasts Forever. It was going to star Frank Sinatra again, but during the pre-production, the planning phases, they loved the story, but they came to the conclusion that Frank Sinatra is just way too old. He can't pull this off, and so they pumped up the violence, renamed it Die Hard, and we got John McClane as the franchise there. So that was interesting. I didn't hear that story. I never heard that story, and I love Die Hard. So I thought that was really cool that Die Hard technically sort of a sequel in a way, but not really, I guess. Well, that's the story, and I guess now I'll get to my number one, or at least one we haven't talked about, and that is Turtles 2.
Nice.
Better than Turtles. Go Turtles! Go Turtles! Go! You got Vanilla Ice in this one. I thought the first one kind of focused a little bit too much on Raphael, his character. The second one kind of pumps up everything. It gets a little more silly. but I thought it had more laughs. It was just kind of fun. And yeah, I think out of the three, number 2 is the one I prefer the most. So Turtles 2. Yeah, there you go.
Secret of the Ooze. That was always my favorite as a kid too.
Yeah, I used to love those.
How many people knew the Die Hard story though?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Die Hard 2. I'm like, wait, you prefer Die Hard?
I thought you were saying Die Hard was your movie.
I was like,
I cheated and did Sounds of the Lambs. You could have done Die Hard.
All right.
That's another. I had so many Ninja Turtles toys when I was a kid. Fuck, I wish I still had those things, man. Those were so
Yeah, me too.
I still got mine somewhere down here,
awesome.
packed away.
They go for pretty good money.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm too old for the Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
I never got into the Turtles. My oldest son, that Secret of the Ooze, my God. That and Barney on VHS on replay. That was the best babysitter in the world. You know, throw it on, he was happy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right, going to Vin.
All right, so I had to do some reshuffling and trying not to recycle titles. I know I kind of cheated last time, pulling up Color Money when Side Hustle already did so. But this one I wanted to mention because I think it's a damn good sequel, and that is 28 Weeks Later.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Good
man.
one.
Go on.
The first one might be better, but it's a bit of a tougher watch. It's obviously a little bit more serious, whereas 28 Weeks Later kind of is more fast zombie. It's more fun in a way, and it's kind of it's an easier watch in a sense. 28 Days Later can be a little bit dark, so I wanted to pull this one out and show it some love. I think it's a really, really good sequel, and it's hard to follow up a movie that was as iconic as 28 Days Later was at the time, because that film kind of, in a sense, redefined what a zombie movie can be. But this film, I think, did a really good job in following that film up, and I think it's a really great sequel.
It is really good.
Yep.
It's a little more. It's more Hollywood than the original. Is the way I would put it, but if it is in Hollywood technically, but
Yeah, fast running zombies are much more scary. You know.
Yes.
And I think they're working on another one, right? Or was that in the rumors? I feel like I heard
28
they were
months later,
working
I
on
think
one.
that was a rumor, but I don't know.
they've been saying that for damn near 20 years.
Yeah, a
though,
long
so who
time.
knows?
It's going to be 20 years later, right?
It'll be.
20
They're just going to
years
wait at this
later,
point. Actually, do it
There
28
you go.
years later after that one.
All right. So on to my pick here. Now, we haven't had a lot of family movies pooled, so let me pull a family movie. And let's go with Shrek 2. Yes, I prefer Shrek 2 over the first one. To me, I'm laughing way more on Shrek 2. I think the satire is on a whole nother level in this one. You got the fairy godmother. You got Prince Charming. You got Puss in Boots in the second one. So great all-star voice cast. Very entertaining movie. I love the singing and dancing at the end. So to me, Shrek 2, even though I love Shrek 1, I think I get more enjoyment out of the second. So Shrek 2 for me.
I think I like them equally.
Good call. Yeah. I'm right there equally.
Yeah.
Now, had I picked up the Last Wish Pushing Boots, I'd have pulled that, but didn't get that one.
Yeah, I've heard that from
I'm
everyone.
with you, Mike. I'm with you. It's
Shrek
just
2.
a little more entertaining. Shrek 1 is great, but 2 is a little more entertaining.
All right, and then let's go to some honorable mentions here. So,
Yeah.
however many honorable mentions everybody wants to pull, I'm going to probably pull maybe a couple here. But KB, what do we got for honorables?
I just have one, and I didn't pull it, couldn't find it. Most of my movies are still in boxes, but I'll just show it on my phone. And
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
a great movie. If you've been sleeping on it, saying it's a kid's movie, whatever, you're wrong. And if you've seen the first one and say, that was enough, you're wrong. This is a great movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. Just be a kid for a moment and have fun with it.
Oh, I'm a
I
big.
agree, KB. I had it ready to go. I was in
Yes.
between that and Shrek 2. If you didn't honorable mention it, I was definitely going to.
Yeah.
This movie
great
is
movie.
brilliant.
Definitely was going to mention that.
Great
So
movie.
good. Such a good movie. And I think they're working on a third one now, which I am super hyped for. If they can nail the third one,
The way
one
they
of the
did
best
two.
trilogies of all time.
Yep, I
So
totally
good.
agree.
Mhm.
They need to
Yeah.
have the same writers because that brought the heart and the comedy in
Yes.
the second one.
I got to check that out for sure, man. Thank you for putting me up on that. I got to check
Oh
that out.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
And
with you too. I haven't seen either Paddington.
Yeah, just haven't gotten around to it.
Me either.
It's
I've heard so
so
many
good.
people. I've heard so many people say that part two was so great, and I've never seen it, but you know, I'm saying to break down.
Yeah,
the
it's even a.
Don't
it's
take
even
our
mentioned
word.
in a-
Yeah, take Nicolas Cage's word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbearable weight of massive talent. I was
Yes,
just about
sir.
to say that. When he says that in the movie, I'm like, oh my goodness.
just cracked
He just
up with
name
that
dropped
scene.
it. Yeah. And it's like you don't expect they're gonna be good too. Like if you don't know anything about them, you just start watching, you're like, this is way better than it should be.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's cool.
Oh, so good.
They're like the two highest rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right?
Yeah, it was 100% for the longest time. I don't know if it dropped down a percent at all, but it was like 100% with like 200 something plus reviews. So
Yeah, perfect.
We'll
rating.
probably just put a bad one on there so people will click on
I
it.
think so. Yeah, I think somebody reviewed bombed it, but
Yeah, just like Shawshank, they said too many perfect reviews. So
oh my goodness, that's so
I have nothing
outrageous.
better to do than complain about something I don't care about.
yeah,
That's so,
All right, now on to Derek. What do we got?
Well, the one I don't have in front of me was Gremlins 2, which I have always preferred over the original one. I always fall asleep when I watch the first one, and not in a good way. But what I have in front of me here, I kind of forgot about this one until I was looking around myself. Critters 2. Critters 1 is great. This one is just like more of the same in a more fun way. Plus, you got the big critter ball in it, and that's awesome.
fun movie for
Those
sure.
are legit fun sequels. 3 and 4, I'll take them. Then this movie, Tron Legacy is better than it gets credit for, I think. I like the first one a lot too. It's another one where I probably like them about equally. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But Tron Legacy is really, really cool, and people crap on it too much, in my opinion. It has one of the best scores and sound designs of any movie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
And then
definitely.
finally, because X-Men Origins Wolverine is so good, it's a really high bar to beat. I grab, since I can't do Logan, I grabbed the Wolverine because it is still better than X-Men Origins Wolverine by a substantial amount, while it's still not as good as Logan. So I grabbed that one too, and it's just a cool box to grab. So that's all I got.
That Critters 2 pick was great. Oh wait, that's Paranormal. Where's my Critters 2? I had Critters 2 somewhere. My bad.
It's around.
It's somewhere.
One better, but I do like part 2. But I strangely like part 3 also. But part
I like
4,
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is fun, but 4's got all.
There we go. There's Critters 2.
Nice. Yeah, they're fun. I grew up on the Critters movies.
Me too.
Constantly.
All VHS.
The giant fluff ball, best part. So good.
Yeah, that's the second one. Yeah, it's the most memorable thing in the whole series, so that's why I always remember that one.
It's actually coming up time to watch that because fucking easy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my kid finally, he'd love it. He's 5, he'll get it.
Oh yeah.
And then Dell, you had a Wolverine as well.
Yeah.
You were gonna
I had the
mention that one.
Wolverine. Yep, I was gonna mention that. But yeah, far,
I was
far
gonna
better than X-Men Origins.
That was so bad.
All right, and then on to Pops.
Well, these are not really honorable mentions. These are more emergency pulls because a few hours before the stream, I found out this was sequels only. I had a lot of part 3s, part 4, stuff like that. So I had to go do a little scrambling. And the first thing I was going to pull, this does not count, but I was going to pull Open Water 2. I rewatched it for the first time in a long time. There's no sharks in it. So that's definitely not going to count. So that was an emergency. So Saw, I can't believe I'm pulling this because I love the original Saw, but I rewatched these recently, and I say recently, within the last year, and I think I enjoyed Saw 2 maybe a little bit better. And the only reason why mainly is because once you know the twist in the first Saw, I really think Saw 2 is more rewatchable. It's actually a pretty good sequence. It's my neck and neck with number 1 for me. So this was an emergency pull if I had to, and I can't really pull this one because I go back and forth. But I love the first Alien. I can't say Aliens is better because to me it's like trying to pick your favorite kid. But that's the only 3 I had to decide. So I was out of ideas after that. So. I had 8 that I had to drop off my list when I found out it was just direct sequels. So,
Yeah. I like that Saw 2 pick though. Even though I do prefer the first one, I think Saw 1, 2, and 3 are actually pretty good. So I think that works as a really good trilogy.
yeah, that needle pit in Saw 2 is pretty brutal.
You make a good point about the first one though. Once you know the twist, it's
I still watch it and I still enjoy it, but it drops down. 1 and 2 makes it kind of equal to me. So
me too.
All right, and Dell.
All right, I've got a bit of a stack here, so I'm gonna try to go through them pretty quickly. Some of these might surprise you, but that's all right. It's kind of what I do. This one probably shouldn't be a surprise. The Purge Anarchy, way better than the first Purge.
I agree, big time.
Oh
Great.
yeah,
I almost pulled that too.
Yeah, I was very close to using that for my last pick, and we're just gonna go with it anyway. I actually prefer Men in Black 2 over the original Men in Black.
That's a hot take.
Hot take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bold.
You're the one.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one. It's got Bismarcky in it, so I had to go with
That's
that.
true. He's awesome.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
That is great.
22 Jump Street mentioned in the chat. I do prefer this one. Just they gave Ice Cube so much more to do, and the scene where he finds out that Jonah Hill was sleeping with his daughter is just the funniest thing ever.
So good.
there you go.
And we've already talked about Blade 2. Blade 2 definitely for me better than the first, though the first one's really close. I'm also the one who prefers Rush Hour 2 over the original Rush Hour.
Me too, Dell. Good call.
Yeah, I might be there with you.
Yeah, me too.
And that's cool. I'm glad to know I have some friends then. And
I remember
I prefer the first one was pretty good. El Mariachi was pretty good, but Desperado was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got about
And
that.
The last one is, I know, going to upset some folks. I actually prefer Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 over Volume 1.
Oh
I
wow.
like them about the same. Yeah. I don't know why.
I love them both. It's tough.
I think they're both pretty.
The Yondu stuff is probably the best moment out of any Guardians movie. I will give you that. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's great. I've always liked the
Mary
second one.
Poppins.
About the same.
Very popular. And Rush Hour 2. I'm glad you chose that one because to me, I think it gets more of the comedy in there. So I'm
Yeah, it
laughing
does.
a lot
Yeah.
more in Rush Hour 2.
Yeah, I remember enjoying the second one more, but I haven't seen the first one since it came out.
I may like both of them the same. I'm really not 100%. I got to rewatch them. I know I like both of them a lot though.
And then we get to the third one that we don't talk about.
They always screw it up with that third one.
Yeah.
Hate
But
it,
I
though.
feel like they were saying they were going to do another one. That might have been another rumor. I feel like they were talking about that recently.
They were talking about it, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I mean, Jackie Chan is what, 107 now?
Well, if they're doing an Indy 5, they can do anything at this point.
That's true.
That's
True.
Jackie Chan can out Harrison Ford still. So
All right. Pure Hangout. You're frozen, Pure Hangout.
Oh, okay.
You there?
Am I back? Am I back?
Your
hear your
voice is
voice.
back.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So a couple of these are movies that I thought were better, I preferred when I was a kid, but I've kind of changed my mind on. And I'm surprised I didn't hear anybody bring out Back to the Future, but Back to the Future 2, when I was a kid, I preferred just because of all the future aspects of it, the flying DeLorean. But now I think I kind of like them in the order that they were made. When I was a kid, I'm embarrassed to say this, I guess, but I preferred Escape from LA. That surfing scene I thought was so cool. But I've grown up. I prefer New York now. And this one, mental gymnastics here. Obviously, The Fugitive is the better film, but U.S. Marshals I use as a background movie all the time when I'm doing other things. It's just an easy watch where, I mean, The Fugitive's an easy watch. It's actually too easy because you stop what you're doing to watch it every single time. Where U.S. Marshals, I can have it on in the background and paint portraits all day long. And then I don't know if this counts. I think there's a crossover character, Death Proof. What do we think about that?
What?
It was a double feature at the same time. They came out at the same time.
Yeah,
Right. You know, we watched. This was the order we watched him in was Planet Terror and then Death Proof. So and I know there's a crossover character. So I didn't know if this. You know, this is kind of like the detective and Manhunter and stuff like that. So
yeah,
bending the rules a little bit.
That's a double feature.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a Back to the Future Part 2. I was going to pull that myself because you asked me on a different day. Sometimes I will pick Part 2 over Part 1 because I love the future elements. It's the one Back to the Future where they go into the future, which is super awesome. I mean, the hoverboards, you can't go wrong with that. The pizza that expands, amazing.
Oh, yeah. I still want a rehydrated pizza.
So fun. It's such a fun movie. Yeah.
And the upside down Crispin Glover.
Perfect.
They got dark.
Yeah,
real
Christian Glover,
quick.
yeah. It's totally him.
All right, and then on to the horror cholo.
All right, I got a little stack here as well. So first up, I'm going to do Halloween 2. I do prefer this one to the original. Again, I feel like it's just a lot more action, better kills. Love the scenes inside the hospital. So yeah, for this one better. Next up, I have Puppet Master 2. I like this one better than the original as well. Again, because of the action. This one here actually introduced the character of Torch as well. So it was really cool to have him involved in the franchise as well. So yeah, and some pretty cool kills in here as well. So cool stuff. Next up, I do have Terrifier 2 also. I did
Glad
better.
somebody mentioned it.
Well, even though I do like the original a lot, this one just takes everything and fucking puts it on steroids. So this movie, even though it's hella long too, I feel like I'm just entertained all the way through. So yeah, Terrifier 2. This one was actually mentioned in the chat, and I'm going to mention it in real life. It is going to be Don't Fuck in the Woods Part 2.
Awesome.
Is way superior to the original. I actually have a blast with this movie. So yeah, this was a really fun time. Now we're going to get into ones that are kind of they're right there at the edge. So I did also pull Gremlins 2. I feel like I watch Part 2 more often than I do Part 1, but I do love Part 1 as well. But it's just so fun, Part 2, man. And then this one I know may be controversial because it was a little bit mentioned earlier, but Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Nice, yeah.
I do prefer this one to the original. Again, I really love the original, but I do think I like this one a little bit more. 2 more, you guys. I'm sorry. Next up, Home Alone Part 2. Again, really love Part 1, but I feel like I watch Part 2 more often. Yeah, Home Alone 2. And then last, Conjuring 2. I think somebody else mentioned this. But yeah, Conjuring 2. Again, I really, really love Part 1, but I feel like there's something about that atmosphere in fucking London or wherever the hell they're at. And it's just really neat and different. And then there's genuinely creepy parts in this movie. I fucking love it. So yeah, Conjuring.
Yeah, I'm with you on Conjuring 2 and Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Both are great. Mhm.
Yeah, very good movies.
I mean, with Home Alone 2, just having the New York setting to play around in with the hotel. I mean, you got Rob Schneider in there, Tim Curry. I mean, it's
and
great.
the toy store that he goes into, man, when I was a kid,
Duncan's Toy Chest.
were so bad.
The Turtle Doves. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool.
All right, Side Hustle.
All right. I thought Benicio was going to clean me out on some of my picks there. He hit on a few. But I still got a few left here. Chud 2, Bud the Chud. Better than the first. This one takes a comedic twist, and it's more of a little bit more of a zombie flick. But yeah, I thought that was better than the original. Both movies are good, but I like Best of the Best 2 a little bit better than the first one. This one becomes a little bit more of a straight up action movie. And that's a good one. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. My hot take of the evening, I was going to bring it out earlier just to be controversial, but I like Quiet Place 2 a little bit better than the Quiet Place.
I almost did the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
They're both good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like them both.
House 2. I preferred that one. The second story. This is I don't know. I don't think the first one holds up that well. Actually, I watched it a couple of years ago, and was sort of disappointed. But part 2, I mean, it's a very different story, but it's really, really quite entertaining. And yeah, this is actually my favorite of the quadrilogy. Ghoulies 2 is better than Ghoulies 1. And I actually like Ghoulies 3 too. Ghoulies Goes to College. That one's really good too. I like it better than part 1. But yeah, part 1 not my favorite, but part 2 set in that carnival. It's a lot more laughs. It's a lot more Ghoulies doing their thing. Great there. And of course, everybody touched on Gremlins 2. That one's not really it's not that I like it so much better than the first one. It's just that I've seen the first one so many times. I have it memorized. This one I didn't like at first, but a few years ago I rewatched it, and now I appreciate the slapstick kind of goofiness of it. And of course, I collect like all those NECA figures and everything for it. And yeah, I just really have a grown appreciation for Gremlins 2. And that'll do it for me.
Nice.
All right, and on to Vin.
All right, so I have a couple. I know Pops already showed some love for this film, but I wanted to show a little bit more love for it, and that is Psycho 2. I think that if you've seen Psycho 2, it has a really good twist that you don't really see coming in it. And also, this is the 4-film collection. Anthony Perkins, the actor who plays Norman Bates, actually is in the entire series of films. So they're not all great, but even Psycho 3 and Psycho 4, they're all pretty good. I actually like all these. So yeah, this is probably a pretty cheap collection to pick up. I would recommend it. I don't think this one came up tonight, and that is Child's Play 2. This is really, really close for me between the first one. I love the origin story of Chucky, but I think that this one just takes Chucky and just kind of takes him off the leash in a sense. And he's full Brad Dourif. He's full that Chucky B love from Bride of Chucky, that crude humor he brings, and the entire end segment with the toy factory is brilliant. This one was one of my last resort polls because I don't believe that it's 2 separate films, but it's Kill Bill 2. I think that this is one film, but at the end of the day, the studio did release it in 2 separate films. So when you look back, Kill Bill 2 is a sequel, and I do like Kill Bill 2 better than Kill Bill 1. And the last thing I pulled out of dire kind of necessity, just in case I needed something, and that is Scary Movie 2.
I almost grabbed that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Strong name.
Yes. And I heard someone say it. The only thing I remember really why I wanted to pull this one is Chris Elliott. Grab my strong arm, child. Grab my strong arm. I had to bring this one in and show some love to Scary Movie 2.
That's awesome. Yeah, I almost grabbed that too. I was grabbing everything. Take my strong hand.
All right, so I have, I think, a few here. So I already showed this one by accident, but Paranormal Activity 2, I think, is better than the first one. I don't love this franchise overall, but if I have to pick one, Paranormal Activity 2, I think the first one's more boring. I think this one focuses on the other family that is more entertaining, in my opinion, and then how it connects with the first one at the end, I think works quite well. So I will go with Paranormal Activity 2 there. And then this one's going to be a hot take. I know it. I'll hear about it in the chat. That's fine. But I will go with It Chapter 2. So I do prefer this over the. I knew it was going to be a hot take. I knew it. But I really do like the opening, and I like how this movie shows the adult lives and how there's such horrific things happening to them as adults that are actually more terrifying than the it creature itself. It's like you look at their lives and what they're going through, and you're terrified just with that, without the it creature. So I think that's what the sequel does that you don't get to see in the original. Yeah, it does get a little formulaic in the middle. I will agree with that. But then I really do like the ending fight I think that is very entertaining and keeps me in some suspense there. So I enjoy this one overall. And I think it's filmed really well too, for the most part. Like when they go through the puzzle, that shot in the movie, I think that's a great editing transition. So yeah, chapter 2 or part 2, however you want to call it, I'll go with that. And then another one I don't have the copy for yet because it is in theaters right now, but I got my pre-order on. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is a must-see movie. It is the best movie of this year so far. If you love Shazam 1, you're going to love the Shazam sequel. I'm telling you, it's that good. So, yeah, I love Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Must see in theaters. Or at least get it on physical. But there we go.
Yeah, Mike, with the It, it's funny. New part 1 and 2, I like the second half better. But with the original, I like the first half better. I like when they're kids more. So it's kind of funny how it goes. But I do prefer the original movies than I do the new ones. But with the new ones, I'm right with you. I like the second half better.
I hate the way they wrote Shazam in the new movie.
Really?
The direction, you know, like when you have someone with dual roles, you normally wait for the superhero character to come on screen. I was waiting for Billy Batson, man. For
Really?
real.
I was happy with them not having as much Billy Batson just because of how the story was set up. But I know I'm in kind of the...
They just, they wrote him like he was less mature in this one than he was in the original.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I didn't think about that at the time, but that is absolutely right. I enjoyed this.
Everything else, especially Rosa, hello. Everything else was great about it.
Yeah. Oh, I love the second one. I love the first one too. To me, those are the best DCEU movies. That's my personal opinion, but I love those out of DCEU. Yeah. That's so good. So good. Are you thinking about that one, KB?
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to think like.
Are you frozen, KB? Oh, no, you're frozen.
You're just thinking really hard.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad's good too.
Yeah.
And I like Aquaman and things like that. So, but Shazam 1 and 2, I really like. All right, let's check into the comments just real quick. Just read out a few of these, and then we'll get into everybody kind of closing out their channel here. So let's go to. We got Alex saying Frank Sinatra acted.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
Golden
that.
arm.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex saying I really like Turtles 3 when they go back in time. See, I don't think I've even seen that one. I think I've only seen the first 2.
I fell asleep through it in theaters when I was 5.
Huck is saying, so where's Star Trek 2? That was already mentioned, Huck.
You missed it. That was like
You
the first
mentioned
one.
that one, right?
Yeah,
You
first
pulled
round.
Wrath of Khan.
That
was the first pool. First one. No.
But no Trek left.
Yeah, Chris is saying thoughts on A Quiet Place 2. See, that one I was on the fence about. I think I do prefer the first one a little more, but I really like the second one as well.
I thought the second one, while I was watching it, I thought it was better until it ended. I thought it ended way too quickly. I thought that there needed to be more movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, they'll probably do a third one, I'm guessing.
That's what they say.
Yeah, they do well, so why not?
The money talks.
Chris saying Saw 2 is a good sequel. Yep, it is. Oh, we got Mama Blu-ray in the chat saying hi, guys.
What's up,
Hey, what's up, Mama Blu-ray?
All the moms.
All right, let's see. We got Alex is saying Kill Bill is indeed one film. All right, let's see. We got Chris saying, you tell him, Mike, I agree too much towards DC movies right now. All right, so let's get it into everybody kind of just saying what they want to the audience, promoting their channel a little bit. Let us know what they have coming up here. And once again, everybody's channel links are in the description below, everybody. So make sure you do head over to their channel. Of course, give them a subscribe and a follow. But more importantly, watch the content. We all appreciate when you watch our videos because we do work so hard on them. So anytime you can watch them, even if you only play them in the background, we do greatly appreciate it. But everybody has amazing content on there. And I love this panel here because we have such a variety in terms of genre taste, take in movies, and it's just so many great recommendations from people tonight too that I wasn't even expecting. So you guys put some movies on my radar, so I do appreciate that. But let's get into KB. What do you got going on? Oh, and you had a great conversation tonight too. Let everybody know about that.
Had a conversation earlier with Jay Fox from Steels, Blues, and 4Ks. So make sure to catch that replay. Wednesday night we have Jordan from Jordo's Video Village. I might be make it a blockbuster night on Friday, but Saturday. Next week makes 1 year that I've been on YouTube doing my conversations and all the other type of videos I've been doing on YouTube. So I'm going to have a little celebration hangout, a little Q&A, ask me anything. I'm inviting anyone who's been a former guest on Conversation, many of the guys in the panel here tonight, to just pop in anytime, come with a question, come to hang out, whatever you want to do. If you want to send a question in ahead of time, just go ahead and put that in Instagram or in the YouTube comments somewhere. I just want to show appreciation for the last year and inviting me into this lovely community and embracing me and what I've been doing with the channel. So Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, come join us.
Awesome.
And KB, congratulations on the 1 year, by the way.
Thank you.
Great milestone there.
Thank you.
All right, Derek, what do we got going on?
Not much lately. I'll make a video again soon after award season kind of blew my wad, and I haven't made a video in almost 2 weeks because I'm sick. This is the first thing I've done. But in the immediate future, I have nothing specific planned. I'll just say that. I will be getting in a free copy from Mr. 4K King of the All Quiet. So I'll be doing an unboxing of that 4K because I promised I would, and I love the movie, and I want to talk about it. Beyond that, the only thing I want to mention, I'll plug Tim's thing since he's not here to do it himself. Tim Talks Talkies 25 Best 90s Movie live stream is Saturday the 8th, and you have till the end of this month, so it still gives you, a few days, right? To send him, in any way you possibly can, your 25 favorite films from the 1990s, and then join us on the 8th on his channel to see what the official countdown of the community list is. So I'll just plug him for tonight.
All right, Pops, what do we got going on?
Well, my channel's Pops Movie Dungeon. Here, luckily, I've been doing a lot of live streams on other people's channels and on my own. We have our famous late night, Saturday night, Friday night live streams. They go 4 or 5 hours long. We just take questions from the chat, talk movies, shoot the breeze. Benicio has been on that a few times. Always a good time. I got some. I kind of started a new review series. I'm working on another review right now that should be up in a couple of days. Some unboxings, stuff like that. I know that we had a documentary stream, top 5 documentaries, a few weeks back, and we really had a good time with that. We have a lot more we want to talk about. So probably the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a documentary stream part 2. Anybody that's into documentaries might enjoy that. But other than that, spending a lot of money, unboxing stuff, talking about movies. That's what we do over here. So.
All right, and Del.
All right, my channel is Del on Movies. Earlier today, I did release a video ranking all the superhero content that I watched in 2022, both movies and TV. So that's my latest video there. Tomorrow, join me for a live stream. We're doing a movie swap with Tim Talk Talkies. So I'm looking forward to that, having a great time. We'll go at 7:30 Eastern and try to get out of the way so that you can all go over to Bob's Blu-rays and watch Mel get inducted into the Physical Media Collectors Hall of Fame at 9:30. So join both streams if you can. The following week, next Tuesday, I should have on Walter Jonesing for Movies for Movie Swap on next Tuesday.
All right, and Peer Hangout.
Yeah, so almost every day I do a random ranking where I just pick 3 movies from my collection and then rank them based on whatever criteria pops up based on those movies. And then tomorrow I'll be on Fans of Something, talking about our Mount Rushmore of directors, who our favorite directors are. Pure Hangout. This is my channel.
And I promise you all, on Pure Hangouts channel, his videos do not freeze like this. Okay, so
Yeah, sorry.
go watch the videos. No, I'm telling you, the
they're
random
good, they're
rankings are
fun.
great. Though I love the random rankings. Very,
Yeah, they're
very
fun.
adorable.
That's fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and the horror cholo.
Yes. First, Mike, I want to thank you for having me on here again, man. I know this is my second time being over here, and I really appreciate it. This panel here is really awesome, man. You know, Vin, that's my boy right there. Pops, my boy. KB, you know, a lot of really good people here, man. So appreciate that. But next Monday, me and Vin, we have our new episode of Vin versus Vin. It's going to be the top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger films. So make sure you check us out on that one. I've kind of cut back a little bit on doing some videos on my own channel, but give me a follow. You know, I will be having some more stuff coming up in the future. So yeah, just be patient with me, kind of figuring some stuff out over here. But yes, you know, I do live streams with Pops all the time too, and Brad, you know, everybody like that. So I'm still fully functioning with the live stream. So yeah, give me a follow, and I promise you in the future, I will have more stuff for you.
All right, and side hustle. What do you got going on?
Well, I'm only about 20. I don't know. I think it was like it's under 25. I think now 25 subscribers away from hitting the big milestone of 1,000 subscribers.
Nice.
And
Nice.
yeah, so
Congrats.
when that happens, you know, of course, I plan on having, you know, some giveaways, a celebration stream, something going on. So if anyone out there wants to help me out, just jump on over to Side Hustle Cinema and hit that subscribe button. And as far as videos coming up, I've got a new slipcover video coming out, you know, custom slipcovers. Little preview here. Got a couple of 6
Oh, nice.
covers that people have been asking me for. Going to be showing those off. Got something for Wanted, the 4K. Got actually 2 slips for that one as well. And yeah, so that video I think is probably going to come out tomorrow. I'm probably going to shoot it after this. And you know, I'm going to try to squeeze in that Tim Talks Talkies top 25 of the 90s. I did work out that list. I just haven't shot the video yet. I need to jump on that and get that out before the deadline, because that's a lot of fun. I like doing that stuff.
All right, my Mega League of Film fans out there, I need your help. I want to see Side Hustle Cinema at 1,000 within the next day. So if you're watching on the replay, go to Side Hustle. It's worth it just for those slip covers alone that you just saw. Deserve a sub off of that. So I want to see everybody do that. Can't wait for that celebration.
Yep.
All right, and Vin, what do we got?
Yeah, so like Pure Hangout, Derek, tomorrow we're both going to be on a stream talking about our favorite directors. I believe it's 9 o'clock Eastern on Fans of Something. And then I'll also plug me and Benicio's video coming out this coming Monday. Everyone loves Arnie. Everyone loves Schwarzenegger. So check out that stream. And beyond that, my own personal channel. If you like a content creator who consistently puts out sometimes upwards of 2 videos a month, check out my channel. I'll leave you always wanting more.
That's where I am right now.
All right. And thank you, audience, so much for being here tonight. All the comments and questions. I know I didn't get to everybody's comments in there just because we had a big panel tonight. But if you want to make sure your comments do get read in the future, an easy way to do that is always with those super chats, those memberships as well. Memberships will also unlock all my movie review content. So if you want to hear me say more great things about Shazam Fury of the Gods, then go ahead. Look for those memberships and you can see all those awesome reviews. But for my next live streams, I am putting together a Hitchcock ranking live stream just because he's one of my favorite directors of all time. So I'm still assembling that panel. I have a few people already on board. But if you want to be a part of that panel, just hit me up on Instagram because we do have some more spots to fill there. and that's going to be a super fun ranking stream. And you don't have to have seen every Hitchcock movie. I know some people think, oh, can I do this Hitchcock stream? If you've seen at least 5, you're good to go on the ranking stream. You've only need to seen 5. You're great with that. But yeah, so we got that stream coming up. And then this stream has kind of got me thinking already. I do want to do a stream in the future where we talk about originals that are better than the sequels, and then also going to the third one in a trilogy that are the best out of the entire trilogy. So those streams will be happening hopefully in the next month or so. But that's pretty much it for my channel. You all know I'm dropping videos pretty consistently throughout the week, whether it's physical media news topics or ranking videos. And actually, I do want to even do a giant ranking video of a lot of sequels, because I see these sequel piles around me now. And so I'm thinking, let me do a whole ranking going from the bottom up to number 1. So look out for that video within this week sometime. But once again, that's all for my channel. Everybody have a great night out there. Go ahead and watch some sequels. Go watch Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Have a great night, everyone.
See you later.